You just made the
He might
list.
get capped.
Oh no.
Oh man, what's going on, everybody? Sorry about being late. In traditional fashion, man, if you ain't late, you ain't on time.
It's Keith's fault.
Proving the
It's
stereotype right.
Definitely Keith's fault. Dude, this is episode 27 of the Saturday Night Live Chat, man. I didn't really know what to go with, so I was just, hey, it's back to the Saturday Night Live Chat. I will have everything up and running next month. We'll be more formatted. Next Saturday
That's like
is
in
next
3
month.
days.
Four. But next Saturday is February 3rd, so we will have everything right for February 3rd show.
Which is next month.
Yep. Next month, next week.
Next month, everything will be right.
It will, man. It will. What's going on though, everybody?
Don't all answer at once.
Big games tomorrow, that's for sure.
Yeah, 2 big games tomorrow. 2 real
there's
big games
football?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brenton, there's still football going on.
It's
I
dead
hope
to
the,
me
I
once
hope
my
the
team's
Lions
out.
make it.
I want the Lions to make it as well. I'm rooting for the
Yeah.
Lions.
Lions,
for the Lions, too.
Ravens, all this funny names. It doesn't mean anything to anyone.
Okay.
Show yourself, Buck.
I
He's good.
refuse.
He's good. Sammy Sosa.
As
You look good, Sammy Sosa.
long
Aw,
as we're talking about these funny American sports, I will be faceless.
Funny.
Nah, dude. I'm. Even if my team were out, I'd still be watching. I think the playoff times for most sports are the best times because they actually I almost like let the rules out the window, but like the new age non-defense and all that stuff for like basketball, baseball is more exciting than everything. Football, so playoff time is always good for some football. But I do think it's gonna be Ravens versus the Lions, and from there,
I hope the Ravens
we'll
win.
see. We'll see.
And if the Lions
What team
get
do you
to the
support,
Super Bowl-
Keesis?
The Chargers.
Is that what's on your hat?
No, this is
Bass Pro Shop,
Bass Pro Shops.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
are we sponsored now?
No,
No,
he's
I
just capping.
get a piece. That's why I had the light shining on there, so you can't really see the logo.
Oh, so you censored it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Why'd you do
You're more
that?
of a Cabela's man.
They're not paying me cash. Why wouldn't I?
All right,
Once they start-
Neon.
Keesis, you're never getting signed.
Once
Stop
they
it.
start paying the stream, we'll start showing their stuff. How about that?
All right. I hear you, man. Hey, Brenton, put the phone down. iPhone doesn't sponsor.
It's a
I was
Galaxy.
interacting with the chat. Sorry, chat. I'll no longer talk to you.
Hey, chat, you're not paying us. No, don't.
What chat?
Not
They're not
interact-
sponsoring.
We're not interacting with you until you start paying.
Who's Chad?
All right, Matt.
Oh, you're capping.
Hello, chat. What's up to everyone in there?
Oh, man,
I'm
what's
banning.
going on,
I'm
everybody?
banning. I'm banning like football talk. We're only talking about baseball now.
You lost me there. Then
Football was so
Baseball.
boring for you, you turned white.
I only play tennis now.
that's a lot of boring.
Wow. What's going on, Vision? What's up, man? What's up? Late night trip. What's going on? X-Men exclusives. Oh man, Mr. Popo. What's good? What's good? Gotham Cenobites. Good, they're both here. Let's do the biggest hate poll. Go Lions or Ravens. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, we will do the hate poll again. Lions and Ravens. That's what I'm talking about, man. Let's see who else
Cash,
we
I'm
got.
gonna send you something, Cash. Maybe.
Oh, Road Dog. All right, man. All good. Jesse Hernandez, D3. What's up, man? What's up? Why Matt is doing that.
Doing what?
J-
Send you something.
Wow.
What's up, Vision?
I had a horrible joke that I can't say right now. It's like a cancelable joke. Anyways. Shout out Bruce Willis.
All right.
Was the
I
joke?
think that's
Wow.
different.
Yep. That was a joke. That was a horrible joke. What is this supposed to be, Matt?
So that was the. So I saw two things. There was one where it said a map of America, what people were rooting for the Super Bowl. They want to see, for tomorrow's games, right?
A pretty accurate description.
I don't know because Nebraska is showing up as Ravens, and I promise you, in Nebraska, it's a Kansas City like location just due to the map, the demographic. That's like our team. Yeah, Nebraska roots for either Kansas City or Denver.
Yeah. So they had this, and then they had another one where it said, it was funny because it said the Super Bowl everybody wants to see. It was Ravens versus the Lions.
Yep.
And they said the Super Bowl that's probably actually going to happen was the Ravens versus San Francisco.
Yep.
And then they said what's written in the script for NFL was Kansas City Lions.
Kansas City Lions
because of the Taylor Swift factor. So.
But what would Taylor Swift have to do with the Lions though?
Well, not the
Taylor
Lions,
Swift
but for
versus
Chiefs.
Eminem.
Taylor Swift versus Eminem. The Lions have never been to the Super Bowl, so it's a thing for the Lions. And Taylor Swift
with, Travis Kelce.
Yeah, so Taylor Swift for the ratings because obviously when she's on, the ratings go up. So
dude,
NFL is like
send her and they asses home.
Yep.
I'm tired of it.
What if the Chiefs make it and they let her perform at halftime? Like they throw her in there, you know what I mean?
With Usher, he ain't go. Usher probably won't do it with he's got a contract.
Yeah,
well, I heard they were trying to put somebody with Usher earlier this season, and I was like, wow. Who knows?
I don't know. I don't think he'd do that because Taylor Swift would take all the.
No, Kanye would show up and interrupt her.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna let you finish, but
hey guys, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Class, when I'm gone. No, I'm just playing.
Don't.
I'll be right back.
Blow up Kisses before you leave.
That's a bit harsh.
I didn't think you heard.
Hey, you like my new tattoo, Buck?
Oh, nice. Is that Itachi?
Yeah, Itachi.
And Rengoku.
I don't know.
Rengoku. Yeah,
you got
on this side.
I can't see.
You didn't go with Stony?
It's like a Itachi's eye on my inside.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
you
I like
Emerson?
Hibachi.
What'd you say, Matt?
You got a Hitachi. I said, what about Emerson?
All right, man.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm surprised they're still making TV.
I know, right? I still got an old Emerson. It still works.
Oh,
My
Hitachi
VHS player.
Y'all got any pieces coming in? The reason I asked because I just realized I have a lot more pieces coming in than I thought I would.
What do you have?
Like I just talked about.
How do you just realize you got a lot of pieces?
It just happened.
Walk me through that, please.
It just happened.
I know if I got a piece coming, I know what I got coming in.
So maybe like December last year, I got Joker, right? And then came in Storm. And then I got an anime piece on the way. I got 2 anime pieces on the way.
Wow.
And then I just talked to Cash about a piece. And eventually that's going to be on the way. And then from my local store, I got one that I need to go pick up. And it just hit me at once. I was like, oh, I had a lot going on. And I guess as I was paying some of the stuff off, I didn't realize until now it's time to receive them.
So what are they? What are the statues? Why are you being cryptic?
Not being cryptic. I just got anime statues. Not everybody here knows anime, but like the Deku one from Revenge Studio, I think it is. And then
eat some cake anime.
The freaking I don't think Buck got that reference. But Tokyo Ghoul, I got a piece from
Tokyo
there.
Ghoul?
Yeah.
What character from Tokyo Ghoul?
Kanuki.
I should change my name to Sammy Sosa. No, I'll do that for you next week, Matt. I'll change my name to Sammy Sosa.
Okay.
You're so
And then-
stoic, Buck.
And then I'm getting Cash is selling me Daredevil, amazing price, can't miss out on it. And
nice.
then
I know where you can get a Scarlet Witch for a good deal.
I don't want that Scarlet Witch.
That's the hate. That's the hate.
That's not it. That's not. And then I got Nightcrawler from the local comic
Sideshow?
store. Yeah,
Sideshow
Sideshow.
or XL? Okay.
Sideshow one.
Wow.
What about you, Brenton? When are you bringing your
Hey, but if you're
Maestro?
if you're gonna be off camera, can you just change the avatar? I don't know why it's bothering me. I need you to change the avatar.
Oh my god!
The Sammy Sosa, man.
Yeah. It's like this
Oh,
dude is
he's
just
back.
staring at me the entire
Hey.
time.
I know, right?
Why?
I have
Hey.
a cold. I got the sniffles, man.
Also, Buck, if you want to sell that Broly back there, you don't want
$2,300.
it. You don't want it no more.
You
Now, is that
said-
with or
$300
without
ship.
military? Is that with or without military discount?
With military discount, give it to you $2,000 shipped.
Why is it shit if I
Hold
drive
on.
drive over there?
Since
Oh
when
yeah,
do
you can
use
pick
a
it up.
Military
Okay.
discount.
No shipping. $1,800.
Buck lives right down the street from you, and
But
he
then
still
there's
doesn't
the
want you to
Hague
come
tax.
over. I'll
So
ship
I'm
it.
gonna add $1,000 on top of that. So
I know why Buck had an avatar on. He's got this nipples. He didn't want to get nobody sick.
Oh wow.
I know.
That's crazy.
Thanks for looking at it. Look it out.
I've been wanting to ask Brenton and Cash, why y'all decided to sell a lot recently? Is it to make room or what's going on?
Change of direction, and to make room for the change of direction. So it's like a two-part.
Yeah.
Y'all were letting go
Ditto.
some good pieces for some really good prices.
Hey,
So that's
so let me
upside.
ask you this, Brenton. Did you feel like once you let go, I don't know, whatever you sold, think of like maybe the most, not the one that's worth the most, but the one that's the most like popular. Did you feel like once you let it go, it was kind of like, kind of ripped the Band-Aid off for the rest of, you know, like the domino effect?
I think so. I think once you sell one, it gets easier. Like everything,
Yeah.
just be like, okay, I can let go of this stuff, and it's not the end of the world.
Yep.
And then,
That's how I
you
felt.
kind of, I think it gets addictive a little bit because then you're like, I kind of like having the money. So then it's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll sell the next thing so I can just have the money.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I
Well,
felt.
what's the selling process been like for both of you?
It's been kind of crappy actually because it's a struggle to sell things now, and
Yeah.
everybody knew the market was really bad anyway. So it's definitely the
Market
time
is
if you're buying. It's been like that for what, 6 months now, a year.
That's
Like,
why
it's
I've been
been-
holding
I
off
say
on
even longer, man.
selling anything.
I think it's just been bad for a while. Like all through last year, I think it was bad.
Okay.
I said that because I was getting great deals last year still. Deals that I couldn't believe. Like,
Yeah. I mean, for me, selling, I guess it depends if it's eBay or Facebook. eBay, I don't mind using, but it's always that sense of like, oh, I just hope it gets there safe because these are people you don't really have any sort of connection to at all. Versus most of the time, even with people who I don't know, you kind of just, some of them, not all of them, you'll kind of just start talking to a little bit more about what they have in their collection, stuff like that. And it just becomes a little bit more personable. Or it'll be people who, I talked to Buck about this. It's kind of funny. It'll be people who like you don't know them, but they're like, "Hey, Cash," and I'll be like, "Hey." Like, that's like that. That's probably
Yeah.
the most creepiest one.
especially because your name on Facebook is different from your streaming name.
Yeah,
So you
Yeah.
get people, and I understand, right? Someone knows you from the streams, but sometimes people get like, well, it's always good to interact with people that watch you and like enjoy the shows. Just sometimes some people might be rude or act in ways that are overly familiar. They might make a joke that, you know, coming from a friend and knowing what your friend's intentions are, the joke is fine and it's good. But someone that you don't know, you've never interacted with, it's like, oh, whoa, I don't know you like that, you know? Like you might be watching the streams, but I've never spoken to you in my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably like a
Yeah.
hard line for a lot of people that watch the straddle sometimes. You just understand that this like kind of like a parasocial relationship. You might be hearing us speak, but we're not. When we can't actually. Our interaction with you is somewhat limited, and it's only through the chat for the most part, right? So yeah, could be
Stop
weird
the
sometimes.
presses. We got Money. No, I'm playing. Money Mendez. What's going on? So man, this dude has the hair of Paul from Sideshow. All right, no, all right, whatever, guys. Hey, Saturday, baby.
Eddie Mendez, what's up, baby?
Yeah, so I mean, selling for
Eddie?
me it's been cool. I don't have any complaints overall, but I will say like I like selling on Facebook a lot better. I feel like even if the person wants a payment plan, it's just a little bit easier to like work with them. And I've noticed that as a buyer and as a seller, it's just a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a payment plan, just having different payment options such as like PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, whatever, it's just a little bit you have more flexibility, as a seller and buyer. And then you also have more like references versus on eBay, you just if something does go wrong, you hoping eBay at least listens to the truth. You know what I mean? Like so
Yeah, but I don't even use PayPal no more. I was like, they don't got the
it's
options.
not my number one option.
Yeah, I was like, they don't got the options that I'm providing or that I'm accepting, then it's just a
Yeah.
miss for me.
Same
What do you
area.
use instead?
So what are those? What are the options?
So I use Venmo and Zelle. I haven't tried Cash App before. I think that Cash App's real tricky sometimes. There's no guarantee. There's no like safe for the people who do send money, like that feel secure on their end. So I understand with Cash App. That's why I haven't really tried it or even suggested it before.
You gotta be
Venmo-
careful on
Neither is
Cash
Bella
App.
Venmo for the buyer.
Well, no, Venmo now has it where you can add a protection when you send the money or whatever.
But even as a sender on Cash App, you can accidentally send it to the wrong person. That money's gone, and they let you know that. If you send it to the
Venmo
wrong
now
person,
has it. Zelle doesn't have it at all.
yeah,
Now I admit, like Zelle doesn't have it, but Zelle, you have to input, their information, and
email,
stuff
phone
like
number.
that, and to make sure it's that person. And it just that's a little more security, at least in my mind, because I've bought through Zelle and I've sent money through Zelle too as well. So I mean, in my mind, it's a little bit more security. But also at the end of the day, I think it's all about showing your face too, like on these lives and stuff, and getting out there and actually having the references too. At least that's what's been carrying me through the whole selling process. But I like that now I have what worked for me and what didn't, and I'm a little more aware and experienced as far as all right, this is what it's going to be, or I'm willing to talk and discuss prices, discuss whatever the buyer might have worries about. So
Why did you drop PayPal?
so I sold on PayPal, or I sold a statue. I think it was my Batman Beyond statue a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I sold that one, and when he sent the money, it wasn't nothing on his end. PayPal just decided to hold it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, it wasn't like a Friday, so it was kind of weird. Maybe they weren't doing nothing on the weekend, and it'll come on Monday. It was nothing like that. It was like maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday, and when he sent it, I couldn't do nothing with it. Like, so I called PayPal up, and they're just like giving me the runaround on why I couldn't have my money, and so I eventually just sent him a free statue.
What?
Until the money
to get the money out of PayPal.
Yeah, that's what
that's what they do. When somebody buys something guest and service, they kind of like hold it.
It depends. Sometimes they'll say the system flagged you randomly, and they just want like
that's what they said.
Yeah.
It was like it was a large sum of money at one time,
they
were just like, okay, we're gonna hold this, and it was maybe like 2 days or so until I got the money, and I was just like, I don't like that.
So here's
So you didn't get burned though.
No, I didn't get burned. Like he got the statue, it was all good. I got the money, it was all good. Once I realized it was nothing on his end that happened,
You feel
then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna get the money. I just don't like the way PayPal is going about that. And with me calling them and stuff, they're like, we're not gonna release it because of X, Y, and Z. I was like, all right, yeah, that's the end of me.
Do you know that Venmo is owned by PayPal?
I did not know that.
They are. I literally have a cup upstairs that says PayPal, Venmo, Honey. And I can tell you this right now from working with PayPal. It's called an OH, and it's a random generated hold. So PayPal can accrue interest from the money that's on there. And I can tell you that 110%. And I've seen it happen. I literally, my very first day working there, I seen a guy buying a Star Wars figure, no bullshit, from Sideshow. And something that happened where they like held his money up. And at this point, I didn't really know what was going on. I was like my first week there, whatever. And I'm trying to like learn the terminology and whatnot. And I'm like, what the hell is this OH thing and all this other stuff? And they literally just hold the money. But a lot of people, what they won't tell them is the buyer does have an option after 48 hours to release the money.
Yeah.
However, what they'll do is they'll do this bull crap where it's like if the buyer's in person with you, they can release the hold. But most people using PayPal, they're not in person. That's why they're using PayPal.
Yes.
Like, so it's like these loopholes. And when I used to work there, I used to just release the money for people just to do it.
Cash, exactly what you're saying. Like, there's times when there was a time when like even the buyer had released the money to me, and PayPal still kept the money on hold. I was really pissed off. I was asking, okay, I've sold multiple times recently. Like, I'm definitely a good seller. Like, they're saying, oh, maybe you don't sell too much often, so the system's saying like they're just not sure it's a large amount of money. I'd sold more expensive things recently than the thing I just sold. I sold the XM Iron Fist to someone, and then they said, okay, ask the buyer to release the funds. I asked the buyer to release the funds to me, and he did it. I know he did it because they also confirmed that he did, but the money still wasn't available. So PayPal is really annoying.
So what you have is a 2DH, and a 2DH with PayPal means a 21-day hold. Means we are going to flag you for 21 days. I feel like freaking PayPal is going to come after me for that.
Expose them.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, I expose them and the foolery they be doing.
Nah, but it's really messed up. You were on a 21-day hold, and I've seen stuff where like people need to get their diabetes medicine and PayPal won't release it. But I was always like, look, dude, whatever happens, happens. This one lady needed her money back for her son's birthday, and I just gave it back.
That's awesome, man. Whenever I call, I never get an American person now.
Never, not at all.
So,
oh boy,
unfortunately.
This is actually a good one right here.
All calls go to Pennsylvania.
This is very, very true. Use PayPal in addition to that credit card, because if they say no, most likely the credit card, they'll give you your money back while they investigate it. So that's a good tip right there. What's up, Gutierrez?
But you know that credit card won't work. It's not a valid option for you as the seller because you're trying to receive money. You're not making a purchase.
Yeah. The credit card's for the buyer. Yeah.
So so that's the thing. There's hardly anything out there that protects the seller. I mean, that's probably why I don't like to sell, or I won't sell that much. But what I thought was a good way to do it is, if I'm gonna sell something, I tell the buyer to send me a photo ID, and I'll only ship to the address on the photo ID. That way, if something goes wrong, I can file a police report.
That is another good one. In specific with PayPal with the addresses, if you guys send something to a buyer at a different address and you try to dispute it as a seller, you will automatically lose, and there is nothing you can do automatically.
And that
That's a
when you
great
ask
tip.
when you ask for that photo ID, it kind of like, yeah, people straighten up. That you're not going to get a. It's not going to be. And they
Yeah.
realize that they're going to be on the hook for something. That you tell them, hey, listen, I'll just call your local call. I'll just report it, and then there'll be an investigation. That way, I think it's got to be a certain amount. I think it's going to be over like $500 though. So that's one way to protect yourself as a seller, I guess. I mean, it's kind of.
But I think I would never send my photo ID to someone that I wanted to buy something from. But yeah, I can understand you requiring that.
I mean, you go to the grocery. I mean, how many times you've been asked for your ID if you go somewhere to buy
They
something?
check it. They don't ask me for photos.
That's a good point there.
Yeah. But yeah, I can understand you being that strict, but I imagine it will also cause you to lose a bunch of like potential buyers.
No, I kind of disagree. The only reason why I disagree is because most of the stuff that Matt would sell would be more sought after. So the buyer would most likely be like, I wouldn't normally do this, but like that Red Sonja, I'll make the exception. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like for me, there's no amount of like, there's nothing I want badly enough to send someone that I don't know my
No, I
ID
get that, Buck.
pictures in my ID.
But all you need
But
is
it's
one.
public. It's public information. I don't understand why you wouldn't want that.
It's not public
Wait, it's public?
information. Like, can I find the details on your ID online if I wanted to search it up?
You can find my name and address. Yeah.
I'm about to say, I hope the answer is no.
But what about all the other info on the ID?
What's
Probably not.
I mean, you could cover. I mean, you could cover up. I mean, I don't
Is it easily
your-
accessible?
Yeah, you can cover up your
Okay.
the number
So
itself.
I just block
Like, I don't need-
everything
like, I
else
don't
out. You just want the address and
I
my
just need
picture.
your face, a picture of your face with the address on it,
Okay.
and with the public information that's there. And then, believe me, a detective or something like that, if you file a complaint, they can find your information and find out who you are.
Tips from the White Knight, man. Sending photo ID is not recommended.
Yeah, I would never do that.
A Zoom call or FaceTime call.
That works. Yeah, but then how do you track the person, or how do you if something goes wrong?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know. Is that kind of
Bacon?
there's a certain level of risk involved, right, in the sale.
Yeah, I think there's always a certain level of risk that I consider, like, like if something was to happen, like if I get scammed or anything, what are the steps that I would take? I mean, there's really limited things you can do, honestly, if you really sit down and think about it. So,
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, we're gonna actually we're gonna show something here. Shout out to John. Shout out to the Everyday Collector. I'm gonna show something right here. And Keesis,
Super bad.
Buck, Brenton, all I have to say is please bear with me right here. This is for Matt. All right. Hold on real quick, because we gotta do this. We gotta do this for Matt real quick. So Matt, I'm trying to buy a Frank Frazetta art print, and on top of that, I'm also trying to buy your Red Sonja statue. You want $10,000 for both items. I say I'm gonna buy it, and you ask me for your ID, and this is the ID that I send you. What's real about this? Does this look legit to you?
I mean, I don't know what the Hawaii ID looks like, but I mean, it's going to be going after I get the money. It's going to be going to that address. I mean, there's not much you can do about that. I mean, it's the information you have, but of course, it could be a fake ID. If it's a fake ID, it's a fake ID. What are you going to do? I mean, people buy, alcohol with fake IDs. It's them committing a crime, not you. But what steps as a seller do you take to ensure that you don't get scammed? I mean, that's a step. I mean, you just look at layers of protection. That's a layer of protection. It might be a wrong layer of protection, might be a false layer of protection, but it is a layer of protection.
For sure.
And if somebody's serious about doing it, I mean, once you develop a rapport with them, you can do a video call, you could do whatever. You could just make sure there's got to be some level of insurance that you have that you're not getting ripped off. So the question really is, what do you do as a seller to put layers of protection in place so you don't get scammed? You guys tell me, tell the chat, tell the community, what's a good layer of protection that you put in place to avoid being scammed? Because I read a lot of scam groups. I see a lot of guys getting scammed. I see stuff happening, and the seller gets screwed. And I'm just trying to figure out a good way of what's a way of doing it.
If I'd
Yup.
never spoke to somebody or I'd never seen somebody in any other group chat or any
Yeah.
other type of groups that we have on Facebook,
I've heard pieces. I've heard of guys having 100 references and they still get scammed.
then I mean, other than that, I don't know what to do. I mean,
That's
I don't
wild.
know what somebody else can do. If you,
Oh,
besides sending your money through a secure site,
I
Yeah,
mean, the
secure
secured site's really the
payments
only thing you need to do.
methods. I mean, the most safety you have as a seller is if someone sends you the money as friends and family, and they can't do shit after that.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know YouTubers who be scamming people. So I mean, ain't much we could do out here in these streets.
Oh wow.
You just made the list. Oh no.
Wow. Tony says I sold 11 statues in the last 5 months and use eBay with signature only.
That's a good one. Signature verification on delivery.
Yeah.
Because if someone signs for it, then it got to the address on the file. They can't claim it didn't arrive.
yeah. Well, hold on. I'm not sure if that's good in theory, but I don't know if it's got switched back or not. But there was a time during COVID, delivery companies don't need that. They're even though you paid for signature on file or you paid the first signature, they can leave it non-signaturized because they were able to get away with no contact or whatever. You know what I mean? No
Yeah.
contact deliveries.
Yeah.
So they did. So a lot of companies still kept that in place, and they still keep it in place. And
They
they
still
let
do
people
that.
pay for it, and they don't realize the fact that they're paying for it. But yet, if you try to go file a claim, and they say there's no nobody signed for it, they're like, well, after COVID, we had a policy put in place to where we can have a contactless delivery.
That
So
would be pretty slimy.
we just set the box on the steps and take a picture of it that we delivered it, and then we scoot.
That should
So-
probably make them liable for some kind of lawsuit, but you'd have to be willing to sue them in order to.
You would
Yeah,
have to
you can-
be willing to put that money out to actually take them to court and do
Yeah.
all that other stuff.
A lot of people
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Tell you
So
who.
average
Whoever-
collector maybe?
No, I'm talking about how they do that little safe drop that you were talking about. And Buck
Mhm.
saying
Yeah.
if they want to take whoever's delivering your pack or delivering the
You're gonna
package
lose.
to
It's
court.
in the face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some people don't even have the money to continue through court,
Oh,
so
yeah.
automatically you're just gonna you're gonna eat that.
That's
Your best bet
that's
would
in the
be
fine
like a
print.
class action.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have have a topic for you guys. Kind of touches on selling, in a way, but topic is why do you still collect? Like what's kept you guys around this long? You know what I mean? Whether it's been a couple years or longer, but what's kept you buying, or what's kept you still, searching the sites or watching the unboxings or whatever it may be? Like what's kept you around so long? Is it trying to finish off the room or find the right thing to collect? Because like I'm kind of like sitting around and I was just thinking like, dude, it's been 3 years, which is crazy, like going on almost 4 years, and it's like, damn, I'm still here, still here collecting, which is insane. It's definitely insane.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Why do I still collect? I think just the not the thrill, but the excitement of still seeing a statue I really want and then finally getting it in. I mean, of course, it depends how much I gotta wait on it to get here, if the excitement
Yeah.
lasts or not. But
Dude, I gotta get that Futurama clip where he's like, "Shut up and take my money." When you said, "Oh no, it's just a thrill," shut up and take my money.
well, I mean, yeah, I think my reasoning is the same as everybody else's, or at least most collectors. I mean, yeah, it has all the ad things like, oh, I want to see how my collection ends up, how I
Yeah.
compare some things together and how I can make my collection around me look good and stuff. But like right now, I'm just stacking boxes. I don't have the room for them right now, so I'm just stacking boxes. But if I see
Wow.
something, I'm still gonna get it if I want pre-order. So I don't know.
For me, I'd
Yeah.
say it's like addictive tendencies, and and the like, and the fact that just as human beings, we just want to acquire resources. It's in our DNA. We just want to do resource
Wait,
acquisition.
what? So in the olden days, would you be considered a gatherer, or a hunter?
I'd be both.
Sounds like a gatherer to me.
Thrill of the hunt, because you're like hunting for these pieces and search for the right deal, you know. But like is that like I said, it's like people you get happy when you have stuff, and it's like very materialistic. But the reason why we are so materialistic, I feel, is because we want to acquire valuable resources as people. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, the value in the pieces too also comes from sentimental value, and also our appreciation for the art form. But definitely, I think it's the addiction part for the most part that drives most of us to like pick things up. You can't stop, won't stop.
Oh man, can't stop, won't stop. No, I hear you, man. What about you, Brendan? Because you went through a buying and then selling and then kind of finding your footing in the cement, so to say. Um, why do
I
you still
think
collect, and what's kind of kept you around to this point?
just allergic to wealth.
Oh man. Oh
No,
wow.
but I think we just all love these characters to a degree that we're going to have some kind of representation in our houses to show our fandom. It's no different than I would assume to most sports, where if you like a sports team, why do you buy jerseys or hats or clothes of any kind? So it's just one more piece of that. It may be, a slightly more expensive. I mean, authentic jerseys, what, like $300 now?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot.
So
No, I
it's
get
the
it.
same thing. So
Yeah. What about you, Matt? Like, what's kept you around all these years, man? You've seen a lot of like sculptors come and go, different companies come and go, different scales. Um, what's kind of kept you, alive in the hobby?
My passion for the hobby. That's number one. I love the characters. I've been a Marvel, DC guy, superhero guy. Like all of us since we were kids. It's the big kid in me. What I do like now is the community itself, right? Interacting with a lot of people. Facebook and the social media has made it huge. I think it's pretty fun. Of course, like everybody else, we're addicted to our phones to where we got to scroll and see things. Um,
How dare you?
but but as far as like collecting new stuff, I'm kind of like I have the pieces that I want, or the pieces that there's a few more pieces that I'd like to get, and I know what they are. And I'll acquire them when the time's right for me to acquire them. But I just enjoy the hobby itself. I like to see the new pieces that come out. Might not necessarily be for me, but I think they're cool. I like talking about the pieces when they come out, the characters and things of that nature. It's a hobby, man. It's just it's just your passion for what you do, man, or what you like.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I mean, I think for me, it's all about the setup. Like I remember going to comic stores with my uncle. I think I was maybe like 7 to, I don't know, like 11, in that age range. We'd always go after we left my grandpa's house, and I'd be more or less looking at the video games and the movies, because that's what I was into, just watching movies, video games. And I remember just seeing all the stuff on the walls. You had the comics, you had whatever like toys they were selling back then, but it always was this old school full look, like it was crammed to the brim. And so that's kind of like my vision, but in a neat way, not crammed, but just seeing those like nerd rooms, so to say, of people's favorite renditions of said character or characters. And I think that's the thing that keeps me going in it. And actually now kind of being closer to that 100% mark of knowing what you want. Collecting is kind of going a lot more smoothly. It's a beautiful thing, like seeing, I don't know, let's just say a Batman come out, and you don't collect Batman, and you can just no longer buy it, and you can just, hey, happy for the Batman people. I collect Spider-Man or whatever it may be. And I think that part is real cool, getting to that part, and that took a long time, man, just to be okay, to not buy everything. So I feel really, really happy about that part of collecting now.
Yeah, that's a question I want to ask the panel. At what point do you, or I don't know if you're there yet, or if you'll ever get there, or it's just the style of how you collect. Do you collect because you want to collect a lot of stuff, like, or you've got to have this, or you see it and you want to get it, and that's something cool and you want to get it, or are you collecting for a purpose? Like, do you have, like you said, seen a nerd room, like what you want to get, of a direction. Do you have a direction on how you want to display your pieces? Do you have a direction of what you envision? Is it like a checklist, or are you just collecting to be collecting because, oh, that's cool, oh, that's hot, I got to get that, oh, I like that, I got to get that, I got to get that. The next thing you know, you have a lot of collections, but then it's just, what do you do with it? I got boxes of stuff in the back, but I collected it. What do I do with it?
So you're saying you just collect to collect? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, he's asking us if we just if it's one of those two options, right? Like if we just collect to collect, or is there a purpose to our collecting?
Oh, okay. All right. My bad. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think for a lot of people, there's always gonna be more things that you want to collect that you like than than you're able to display or afford, right? And so it's always that balancing act of finding out what I like most to put in that display. Um, and sometimes at a certain moment, you reach a point with your collection where you go, I love everything that's in here, and then something new comes out and you go, but I like that new thing more than this one thing in my collection. If I was to do like a hierarchy of the things I really love, and I had to select out of what is currently in my collection, I would have to eliminate this and put these new things that I see into my collection instead. So I think for me, it's just like I try to put like the stuff I love into my collection, and sometimes I just like too much than I'm able to actually display or afford, and then I have to make the choice what goes on the chopping board and what's coming in. So that's why, like, that's for the most part why my collection is always evolving, because there's always going to be something new and better, and I will want that instead of some other piece I have in my collection. So that's how I do it. I don't necessarily have an end goal or grand vision. I just want to have statues I admire and think are cool in my collection.
Yeah,
whether you display them or not, right?
No, I don't. I don't like keeping statues in boxes. That's something I don't do. So I always try to display everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, if you asked me this maybe like a year ago, it might have been just collecting, just because I like the feeling of, because the statues weren't the only thing I collected before. So it used to just be like collecting, but I think being in this particular, group of collectors and this niche of getting these statues that cost somewhat money and you can appreciate the art direction that people do and stuff like that, it kind of helped me grow to where now I'm collecting because I like the art direction, or I like how some of the anatomy looks, stuff like that. I think that's probably the reason why I like what I'm doing right now. I don't have a vision of how I want my room to look. I have a vision of like the characters I want, the groups from these characters that I want. So like say like X-Men or Justice League. That's what I mean. Like that's my vision of the characters that I want. But as far as like any particular direction. No. Right now, I'm collecting characters that I really like. So, Superman, Daredevil, Silver Surfer, those Ghost Rider, those type of characters that are on my bucket list. I'm just crossing them out right now. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's like you guys said, where it's kind of like a balancing act where you kind of get what characters do I want and what can I afford. So you're trying to find that middle ground. And then I think it is to a degree understanding I don't need representation of every character that I like. Because when you like a ton of stuff, I think it's very easy to get in over your head, especially with statues.
Yeah. 100% agree. 100% agree. It's you can definitely get way in over your head. So I agree there.
Thanks, Buck, for that.
I know, right? Come on, Buck.
What is going on?
Were you trying to throw off my train of thought there?
No,
No.
You know,
I needed to plug my nose.
we've all been there.
Looks like
Get some Vicks, baby. Get some Vicks and rub on it.
I'm about to
Yeah,
say,
Oh,
get
wow.
the little spray that you spray in your nose, man. Dry all that up.
Exactly. Get like an allergy spray for your nose.
It might burn for a little bit when you go up there, but you're okay.
Or the saline.
The
Wow.
yeah, get the saline spray. Just-
Yeah, if you're not tasting it, you're not doing it right.
That's hilarious.
love plus vision for Lot Collectibles, man.
Well, that's why. Do you think collecting
Not vision.
has stages?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
There's
Yeah.
like,
Absolutely.
and it depends because collectors are always in like different stages. So
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of nice when you get friends and you kind of all reach the same stage.
But I also find it funny that everybody, at least the people I know, everybody go through the same stage at one point in time. Like it's always
Oh,
the
yeah.
progression of you get in the hobby, you buy one statue, and all of a sudden you don't have no direction or nothing, and you're just buying everything. And then you stop when you put a couple thousand in there, and you're just like, let me sell some of this, let me backtrack, and then they get where they want. And they probably have one more big sell before they get to really, they finally made up their mind of what they really want. And I feel like I just see a lot of collectors do that, including myself. So I just think it's funny every collector has that, especially when they have lives like this to tell them, hey, you're gonna probably do this. Maybe you don't want to do that, and then yet we still do it anyway. So I just think it's funny.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you can tell all the people you want, but they all have to experience it for themselves.
Yeah, I agree on that.
And my man Mitchell Lawrence says it right. Everyone collects for their own reasons, right? For different reasons, no matter what it is. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone does have those different reasons, man. But
Yeah, and
it's fun.
origin stories are, you know, everyone has one, and being like, yeah, I remember this. You know, it usually takes you back to your childhood or something you
100%.
enjoyed, or you know, even as you get older and maybe you find something and it just connects at that time in your life, and it just like leaves this imprint that you always come back to, and you're like, you know, when I see this now, I think of that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, definitely agree there.
I
So you
collect
think,
because Goku is stronger than Superman.
All right, let's
so-
move on to the next subject, man.
I guess you plugged the wrong thing.
Just saying stuff, man.
No, I was gonna say that, like, when people talk about nostalgia, I don't think it's always just your childhood. I think you can have that same strong association with nostalgia, even though you were older in life.
Mhm.
But it was just like whatever the timing was, you know, at your stage in life when you experience something, and then like it just hits you differently. And I think, you know, you always have that, and it's amazing how you grow over time. So it was like,
Man.
you know, you think about it, like how you felt about things maybe in films or something prior to having kids, and then when you like
Oh
have
yeah,
kids, and then like
yeah,
you see something in a film and it like affects you differently, like especially if something is happening to kids in a film, and after
yep.
you have your own kids and you're like, this
Yeah.
just hits differently, you experience it differently.
Well, I mean, to piggyback off of what Cash said, it's kind of the same thing along the lines of, I used to go to these comic shops and I would see either the comic books or like the old like Ninja Turtle toys that were there that they had on display. And I was like, oh, I was asking, my mom or whoever was with me, hey, can you get this for me? Can you get this for me? It was always a no. So now that I'm older and I got these, it's kind of like, I can now get that. It's that nostalgia for me of saying, hey, I remember when they had that anime, whatever anime it was back then, but I remember they had that anime toy that I wasn't allowed to get. Now I can get a statue of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have nobody to tell me no. I mean, besides my wife, but I don't have nobody to tell me no and all that other stuff. So, I mean, along those lines, I understand what you're saying, Brenton, and I agree wholeheartedly.
Hey, Keesus, go ahead and scream real loud. My wife ain't the boss of me. Just scream real loud.
No problem.
Nah, I turned the mic on.
Oh, the mic was off. My bad. I didn't even notice.
We gonna.
No, I can't do it twice, man. I can't do it twice. Don't know if she heard me the first time.
He must be home alone.
Cash is ready to go. Violence on YouTube.
Oh wow. So
You'll see a chanclata come from behind him and hit him in the back of the head.
check left, no split. So Travis in the chat was asking about ZEZ. I'm not for sure if you were speaking to ZEZ Studios, but if so, I'll go ahead and show it. If so, this might be who you're asking about. Looks like they're doing some. What's going on, Behringer? CC. What's up, Keesus? ZZ is doing like some DC stuff. Looks like they got a Batman, a Harley.
It's a new studio.
I think Goro from Mortal Kombat.
Have we seen their quality like in hand?
No, this is the first renders or anything I'm seeing, so I don't know.
I mean, that's a big risk.
Is it a custom studio or is it the license?
I believe so. Yeah, custom. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
He was asking, is it trustworthy? And I'm like, I don't know.
Feels like a cautionary tale here.
Oh boy. Well.
Yeah, I guess with a lot of custom groups, you got to make sure. I mean, they got to come out and be seen in hand. Really. I mean, it looks.
I feel like this is like a beginner group or whatever. You might have to miss this first one and just let people who did buy it get it.
Wow.
If you're cautious on it. I mean, that's what I do. Whenever I see a new group, I'd be like, okay, let me just see. I'll miss this first, whatever they make. Let me see what they look like when it comes out, and then their next one, I'll go ahead.
But that's not going to be indicative of the studio itself. I mean, I get what you're saying, but the next statue might not be as good as that one, or they might do something.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's still risk, whatever. But I was like, when you have a beginner group coming up and there's no reviews on them, there's nothing in hand. I mean, it's always a risk. Being the first,
is a risk with any customer.
Like if they decide to close, oh, we can't keep this up or whatever the case would be, and they got to close their thing down. Now you got to fight, but you got to find a way to get your money back.
Well, I've seen this before in a lot of chats. I mean, you got to understand the fact that, I saw before where some guys they had to fold. It wasn't because maybe it was some of the management of the money, but the guys got to pay. They got to pay in steps, right? So they got to get money in, and they give it to the studio, and then the studios, the commissioner's like, I had to give the money to the guys to get done. So you can't really hold them. If some groups are able to get their money back, that's great. But a lot of times,
who are those studios that end up closing down? I don't think they were custom, but I think they were losing the licenses and they had to close down. I totally forgot their names, but I was just watching.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, something happened recently. I forgot who it was too.
Yeah, they had to shut their stuff down, and people
And they
right
gave
now.
they actually heard that they gave some money back to some people.
Yeah, I heard they just started to give somebody back, but you know, people they're impatient when it comes to their money and they want it.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be, especially with customers, you gotta understand. I mean, you're it's the risk you're taking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it like that. I mean, I buy customs. I know I took
But that's
a risk
why
when
I
buy them,
like I got a custom,
and I know it's money I might not ever see again. So that's the
like I got a
the way to
custom
put it.
right now coming in where I was like, you know, you just know the risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the game, I guess. I try to stay away from them as much as possible. I mean, this Batman looks pretty solid. I do like it, but I'm just to the point now where it's like most of the stuff I can get from licensing, except for maybe a handful here and there, to where I'm just not really worried about it at this point. I think at one point in time it bothered me, but I guess I'm just at that stage where it's like, hey man, I'm gonna choose from what's there.
Was it so because of the risk you won't go? You prefer not to go with customs?
Not due to the risk, because there's a risk in anything. So that part there I do agree with. It's more so like, okay, so for example, depending on the custom studio that you are looking at, 3 years, that's just a long time for me. You know, it's just a long time in a sense of like, I put this money down and I may not even want the character no more. And a lot of the times, unless it's something crazy like that Weapon X that custom group is coming out with, for the most part, you can still pick it up. Even though it's sold out, you can still pick it up from somebody who's belling, or the commissioner will really have 3 left over, but they won't tell you because all custom groups still have overstock left over. Like, again, unless it's something like that where it's really high demand.
I don't even look at it like that, honestly.
That piece was so funny. I was talking to Jarhead about that. I had a guy was trying to sell me his PO for it.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 over what it's costing.
Right.
It wasn't even, this was in 2022.
Let me ask you a question though. When it comes to like the custom stuff, what's the point necessarily of buying like a custom of a really popular character that's already done to death by license?
Well, that's what I was about to speak on, was that for me, when I look at customs, it's a character that hasn't been done, or that I know probably will not be done by a licensed company, that I would usually go for, that I'm looking at. So like when I got the Black Surfer, I'm not saying they probably wouldn't do it at a licensed company, but only Sideshow, if I'm not mistaken, have only done Silver Surfers, and there's only been 2 of them. So I was like, okay, it's going to be a while before they get to that. Plus, I like how they painted this Black Surfer, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then the custom I have on the way, which is that Anakin versus Obi-Wan, I'm like, they're probably not going to do this, especially at this scale on a licensed company. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get it now. And because I mean, right now, I forgot, it's on the tip of my tongue, I'm having a blank out, but the custom studio that does only Star Wars, they've been doing all these Star Wars customs that no licensed company has even touched.
Mm-hmm.
Like these characters that they haven't even tried to touch. So I mean, I think, just to your question, I think that's, for me, that's why I go to customs. But I agree, I'm not going to get a custom Batman when I have 50 licensed ones, when I can narrow down the ones that I like that are licensed, when you can get a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's logical to me. I mean, I would think that the customs started as that outlet for people to get characters that weren't being done by licensed companies.
Not necessarily.
Because, you know, I was just thinking, when you look at like a Batman, that's not saying anything to the quality of what we just saw, but I feel like that there's tons of Batman options out there that if you wanted something that was far less risk, I guess, than a custom that you may not see for multiple years, you have other routes that you can go.
Well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. That's number one. And you get Milram mentioned something too. He said customs can do what licensed pieces can't. Like they can do guns. They can make things a little bit more risque, or they can do poses, or they can do blood a little differently. They're unrestricted with what they do. So when you have a Wolverine or something like that, or a Deadpool, where you can, you could do that with a custom. Those are popular characters. For me, it also depends on the dynamic of the pose, or if I like that piece. There's also the ES, the rare and exclusive aspect of it. You've got that original Wolverine versus Wendigo. Wolverine's a popular character. He's been around forever. But you're not going to find that Wolverine Wendigo that's out there. You know what I mean? And that's a crazy piece, especially within the community. It's also like, some people view the collecting the statues, it's like art. You have rare and exclusive pieces, and you'll have, reprints of the same thing. So it's all how the collector views it and what they want, and how on what it looks like. So even if it's a popular character or an unpopular character, I think it's the collectors and guys put out pieces that are really good and really, really dope. I mean, look at Juggernaut. I mean, licensed companies have done Juggernaut, but then there's some customs that like killed it. Like he said, Silver Surfer. I mean, that's a popular character, and then a lot of custom. There's a ton of custom Silver Surfers, but there's not a whole lot of licensed Silver Surfers. I mean, there are. They made it, but So I guess that's what, for me. I mean, that's my perspective on it.
Yeah.
I mean, Sideshow's done what, 2 surfers in 30 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you got the what is the Bowen surfer as well?
Yeah.
Wow. Bowen surfer, huh?
That's the best one.
Yeah, that's a really good one, man. That's a really good one.
Well, and they have the museum and the action surfer for Bowen, so that's
Yeah. Bowen's got 3 of them.
Yeah, so those are the only. I mean, it's a large time gap space in between them, but I mean,
Hard Hero has one.
yeah, I think just on the custom board of it, because even if you look at anime, you're gonna get most of your pieces through unlicensed stuff in anime.
Here's Diamond Select Surfer that I really like.
When did that come out? It hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, not till later this year.
Talk about the one with the what is it? Silver Surfer number 4 with Thor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Off of the
cover
Thor's on the
That's the resin one though. This is going to be more of your PVC. I kind of only wish that for the hand that it was like more of a pinkish glass or something.
Yeah.
That would be a personal thing for me.
Really? I like the blue one. It looks more cosmic-y.
Nora makes a fair point. Customs can make guns and like stuff like cigarettes and cigars, all those kind of things that the companies don't want to be associated with their public image, the license holders.
Well, define that, because it seems like that's only America, because with Prime 1 with their John Constantine, they didn't give a damn if you grabbed a pack of Marlboros. They didn't care.
I think they showed the cigarettes, but in the beginning they were being a bit sketchy about showing the head with the one with the cigarette. It's just
even
like
on that Batman,
the Grim Knights.
Batman with all that, yeah.
You remember the Grim Knights when they brought it to the convention and there were no guns on it? Even though they're the ones who made the statue, has a bunch of guns on it, they put no guns. In the marketing, they'll show it without any guns. That kind of stuff. Maybe Prime Boy still did like guns on it, but it's still kind of iffy whether or not you can put some stuff on statues. Gambit has a toothpick instead of a cigarette from Sideshow, that kind of stuff. Customs aren't limited in that way, I guess. Even though most customs suck.
Hey, Bud, do you buy most of your anime statues customs or license?
Most of the ones behind me, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Matt, listening
All
to
right.
I
the
have
buck
four. I
count.
have four custom anime statues and four licensed. The four custom are from the same company, and my licensed are from different companies. Most anime customs are shit too, just so you know.
So, Buck, can you speak on this when it's like how a statue is designed from license compared to custom with like the, I guess, internal part of like where they put the rod or how far up the rod the leg goes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Does who, in your opinion, does it better when it's designing a statue to prevent issues? Would you say licensed or customs?
I would say it's going by simple logic for the most part. The license companies are they have more liability in sense of you could go after them. If a customs company makes a statue that's badly designed and when you get it, it has issues with they could always fall back on the excuse that they're smaller or the statue is ambitious, so you can't really blame them for shit production quality because that's a lot. That's the something I hear a lot. You say, "Oh, it's ambitious," so that's why you just got to take it. It's a custom. It's ambitious. The concept is so crazy, so you get a shit product. But you got to understand they had a good vision. So not to mock people that like customs, but like I feel that's an excuse that's this trotted out a lot when it comes to customs that come out with not so great production because there's like some issues. But as long as the initial idea for the thing, the render that you saw was like crazy and grand and ambitious, you've never seen it done before. Even if the execution in hand is poor, people will go, well, like they promised this. They made a big promise. It's not surprising that they couldn't reach the mountaintop, but at least they got halfway there. That's the kind of talk you usually hear to excuse bad things with customs. Whereas with licensed pieces, people don't usually have that kind of grace for them, justifiably so. I don't think you're supposed to if a licensed company gives you a piece that's badly engineered or like for whatever reason there's any issue in the production piece, you have a right to complain. You should be upset, right? And I do understand having lower standards for the custom, right? In terms of what you could expect from like a smaller group of people with looser standards for the piece. They don't have a licensor hovering over their shoulder, or they're not such a public entity that their reputation matters in the long term. The commissioner could just disappear and make a new group later under a new Facebook account, different name, and start again if they mess up enough. But yeah, at the same time, I don't think you should necessarily have the same expectations for customs as you do for licensed pieces. But I do think it's pertinent to say that the quality on execution for production value on majority of customs. I'm still holding fast to this. I know some people don't agree with me. The quality on the production value, like for customs, when it actually gets to your hand, the production piece. I'm not talking about the concept or the cool idea they had. The actual finished product getting into your hands is that usually much lower than the license companies. And if you think Sideshow sucks, most custom have shittier paint jobs than Sideshow statues. I will not renege on this.
So, Buck, you brought up an interesting point. Is that a red flag when you're looking at customs if the design is too grand? Like if you see something that just like seems so far out of this world that you feel like they're never going to be able to come through and execute that.
I think it's something you need to go in knowing that this is something I might never get from a licensed company. I feel like the only company that makes crazy stuff is XM. And the rate at which they're doing that, will it be a character you want? Will they do the same concept? You just don't know. So if you see a crazy custom concept, first of all, you gotta ask yourself, has this group delivered in the past multiple times? If they have a good like success rate in the past for like pushing out pieces, then yeah, you could like take the risk. It's still a risk, but you might feel safer taking the risk. But it's just know that there's more of a risk with custom, because if it comes and it sucks in terms of the production, the commission isn't giving you your money back. If you get a bad piece from Prime One or Sideshow, you can return the statue, but it's also a necessary risk that some people will see as worth it for that unique custom statue. Because again, the customs are always more willing than licensed companies to do something that is grandiose and unique. The only company I say that's willing to enter that realm but doing something crazy is XM. So
Okay, that brings
yeah.
up another point of for like XM.
Hey, before you get started, I'm gonna have to head out, y'all.
All right,
He's
man.
a quitter. He's a
See ya,
quitter.
Keesus.
All right,
He
y'all.
doesn't
have a
want to
good
get
Appreciate you
sick.
joining.
one. All right, thanks for having me. Peace
All
out, y'all.
right,
Hey,
see
Keith.
ya.
Out.
Later, Keesus.
So just talking about XM though, is there a point where a statue company just goes like too far? Like you went too big, too heavy. Like just because you can, should you?
I think it greatly depends on the collector. That question, but I think it gets to a point where for the majority of your audience, your statue is probably undisplayable. And I'm talking in regards to size, right? There's some pieces that are just like too big. Uh, I think it gets to a certain point, but then it's very dependent on the collector, how much space they have, how much money they're willing to dedicate to a piece. In the end, that's the biggest factor. For me, I just think like most statues, you need to be thinking smartly about the size, especially looking at your target market. The size, is it going to fit on the average shelf that most people want? Imagine like every other, like you see a nice statue, but if it was just redesigned slightly to make it smaller, it wasn't as big, it would fit in your display. And imagine companies just coming out with massive pieces, and you always have to rethink your entire like display setup. It's like, okay, I need to reconfigure all of this. So I need custom budget cases again, so I can fit this massive, grandiose piece that they're bringing in. Right? And then there's some collectors that really love that, and I'm not bashing them. I don't think companies should stop making stuff for them. For me, it's just a nuisance. I think they need to manage the amount that they do yearly. Also wanted to talk about what D3 says. He says, that's why I like kits sent to a master. That's a good point. If you get a kit, you send to a master painter, they give you a good paint job. And also, if there's any issues with engineering, they can actually notice it and they can help you like rectify that with the statue so that it's one extra safeguard when you're doing like custom pieces. If you get a kit and you send it to a trustworthy, like capable painter, someone to build your kit for you and paint it, they could do a really good job and prevent any future issues from coming up. What's up,
But
Dennis?
doesn't that? But that's also you're paying you pay a higher dollar too, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So you're basically almost doubling the price of the statue.
Yeah.
So
And that's why,
you got-
like, it is to be worth it to you. The concept that the custom is putting out, you got to ask yourself: is this so much better than what I could get from a licensed company? Will I be able to get this from a licensed company? Are they gonna do it eventually? Maybe I should just wait. And it's always that thing where you're like biding your time until like they make the piece you want or not.
So that brings up another thing I was thinking about is
you think of that a lot, though.
I know. Who do you think like is the target audience for statues to a degree? So for example, okay, you've been collecting for a long time. You probably have a vast collection of stuff, and say the company just is kind of careless to a degree with size. You're not going to go after older collectors where they have smaller amounts of space because they've been collecting for so long.
Yeah.
So
But this goes
Are
back
they
to
making-
this. Go ahead. I'll let you finish your thoughts. Sorry.
no, that's good. It just makes me think, are they thinking of, I'm going after newer people that may be just getting in, and are they more likely to spend money or spend more money as you just jump into the hobby, whereas maybe older collectors have, I guess, become a little more stingy to a degree. Maybe that's not the right word, but or
Right,
maybe a little more careful
and more focused. Well, this goes back to the question I presented earlier. Why do you collect? So you'll look at some guys collect. They have a ton of stuff because it's just they want to collect it. Like I got to get that line. I got to get this. Oh, that's a new line that came out. I want to get that line. I already have a line, but I want this line too. Or they just want to keep collecting stuff to collect it because they just the nostalgia of collecting or the fascination of collecting. So, and as far as like target, so yeah, you'll probably get less of some of the older guys. They got to target them for some older pieces, right? The newer guys, I think what happens is they're new into the game, so they want to get a lot of pieces. Their heads on a swivel, like Kisa said. You go around and you start ordering everything, so they've got to put a lot of content out. It was brought up, I guess, before on another stream about target audiences or what it is. It's not just here in the U.S. I mean, a lot of guys collect stuff. I mean, we're in a circle where we collect just Marvel and DC, right? So some of the comic book characters. But, look at, Buck's got all his anime. There's a lot of people out there that collect other stuff.
Oh,
that looks
what the hell?
a little bit like a little person doing that. But anyway,
I got Gary Oldman vibes.
Hey, I'm 6 feet.
What you talking about, Britton? What you talking
I'm
about?
6 feet tall.
So look at all the different genres you have to collect. You've got movie, you've got horror, you've got Godzilla, you've got anime, you've got all the
Sci-fi
comic
movie.
sci-fi. Exactly.
Ahoy,
I mean,
piggy.
so it's just it goes. The target audience is huge, especially worldwide. I think what gets it is ES. I mean, it all points back down to ES. I mean, I think that's what keeps the game alive.
I think I have a different answer for Brenton. I think in the past, the companies could rely on the secondary market for more seasoned collectors to offload pieces to other people and then buy their new stuff. But when the secondary market suffers, they suffer too, because people then realize I can't be moving my old stuff out at the rate I was doing before, and so I need to be more selective. I can't just buy something that I'm gonna sell in like a few months. So people become more selective. There's multiple contributing factors to that. I think the main one is the economy, and so you're looking at the companies with the big pieces too, and you're asking, when they make these large and expensive pieces, who are they targeting? Well, it makes you feel like, who's going to buy that piece, and like, where are they going to put it? If you're someone who's been collecting already, you already have an established collection. You see a piece like Maestro, you want a Maestro statue, even if it's the version which was the smaller one, A or B?
A.
So even if it's the version A, it still takes a lot of space. It's still a massive piece. Just that sentinel head that he's sitting on, and the fact you can even rotate, it's a big piece. And so you look at that statue, it's not gonna fit in a lot of conventional displays. Even if you wanted to put it on a garage shelf that become more popular recently, it goes back to the fact that they're releasing pieces that you gotta reconfigure your entire collection around. You're like, oh, okay, it can't even fit on the shelves I already have, so I need to buy new furniture just so I can accommodate this statue that I want. Whereas,
but again, Buck, that's just what's the ES on it? They're targeting those guys who can do that. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to see like Sideshow. You're not going to see 7,500. You're not going to see that. The ES is going to be low, and they know that.
Yeah, but they're asking, like, that's why I was asking target market. Who is the target? Well, it's not the same people that they were necessarily always targeting. Like, we know that most people that are collecting aren't like super rich. The majority of the people we see in the groups, they don't have like they won't be able to just buy and they won't just be able to buy one of these pieces without a payment plan or like putting it on credit, right? That's the majority of us in the groups. And so these pieces, they're not necessarily just like you might like, again, if you need to reconfigure your whole collection to take that in, it becomes a more difficult choice. And I guess even at Maestro, I will consider it a success in that it's a beautiful statue and it's executed well. I don't know if it's sold out. Has it sold out?
Uh,
It
I
just
don't
came out.
know.
I mean, it just
But
came out.
you said it just came out, but it also has a tiny ES, right?
Yeah,
So like,
350.
how many people are gonna buy that? It should sell out pretty fast. It's just 350 the ES,
What do you
right?
consider? What do you consider a fast time? Yeah, but hold on.
No, it's not
two
sold out.
factors.
Relative to
There's-
the edition size,
Okay, but you also have to go relative to the cost.
but
I
it
mean,
went on pre-order like years ago.
a year exactly, and that's the thing. You got to look at. So that's the reason why. 350, I think, is a pretty safe number when you're looking worldwide, right?
Yeah,
You're talking worldwide, and it's a piece that's $3,500. Is that what it is? Almost.
Yeah, 35.
So there are collectors. I would, if I was a company, I would gamble that there are 350 people in the world that would pay $3,500 for that statue. That's the reason why, you know what I'm saying? But now I wouldn't do 5,000, or I
Yeah.
wouldn't do 1,000. I wouldn't do 1,000 pieces.
I can
Yeah, but
hear you on that, but think about the size, right? And this is a statue that won Statue of the Year for in so many groups, right? It wasn't this or either way.
Yeah,
I think this won Statue of the Year in so many categories for so many groups, right? And it's still not sold out. I'm not for whatever the reasons are. It's like really expensive. Yeah, those are good reasons for why it hasn't sold out. But to think that a statue that's considered one of the best like achievements of last year is not, and it has such a small ES, hasn't sold out. It brings into questions like, yeah, who are they targeting? People can appreciate it and say, wow, that's amazing. But if you're not going to like sell out on such a small edition size, can you really? How do you gauge success in that regard?
It makes me think of a comparison to like J&D with the price point and the ES would be in similar ranges, and you see how, depending where you look at the numbers, I feel like the J&D products, at least from them, sell out within 24 hours. They're always reporting, and I understand
And those
that
are pretty
it's
expensive too, Matt. Those are extremely expensive.
But
And
I mean, it's a similar price point.
Yeah,
So yeah, but
and
that
they have
goes
higher
back to
edition sizes.
well, but that goes back to your. This goes back to your who's their target audience. Those guys who like that stuff, right? And there's a group of guys who like that, just like there's a group of guys who like anime. There's a group of guys who like horror. That's J&D has their niche, whatever you want to call it, for those collectors, right? They like that realism that they get with that. Whereas other guys, which is the more popular, or I'd say more people, have more comic, the statues are more relative to what they're used to seeing in comics or whatnot. But there are a group of guys who like that realism. They like the realism of touch and feel and, the silicone and all that stuff. So that's their niche. That's a niche market, right? So you're going to have that. With the Maestro, for example, you said it's how does the kind of company sustain with you have a low ES and it's not sold out. That's just one of their premier products that they have. They have other pieces. XM's got the other pieces. That's their main bread and butter. But then they deliver you that penny white, or every now and then they're going to give you that primo piece. And and that's why the average collector won't get that Maestro.
Yeah.
The average collector, one, can't afford it, or they don't want to spend that much money onto it. I don't say can't afford it. Anybody can afford whatever they want to get, however they want to do it. Doesn't mean that. But my point is, they're going to have that upper echelon. I don't say upper echelon, but they're going to have those pieces that's going to cost more, and it's going to be a little bit rarer than some of the other pieces. I mean, that's their top tier shelf of some of the statues.
I agree with you, and I'm not even arguing against the existence of products like this. I'm just saying is there like some kind of disconnect? Because if it's the same price as a JND piece, and a JND piece can sell out like relatively quickly, still during the pre-order period, and that's not this, they don't always sell out like that, and they have far larger ESs around the same price point. Like, do you think there's a mismatch between the ES and like the projected in terms of what they projected demand to be, and like
No,
what it actually is? You don't think there's a mismatch, even though it's
no.
still available readily?
No. Let me ask you a question, and I don't know this. I'm just asking. Does J and D have more male or female characters?
I think it's a mix. I think they alternate.
I think it's pretty even because I thought they always swap.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
so like
I don't know. I'm not
female,
J&D guy.
male, female, like that. They alternate.
I think it's more. I think it has nothing to do with the price. I think it has something to do with the niche of the client. Those guys, J and D guys, like the J and D stuff, and they have a feeling about their J and D statues. And I think that's a target audience that's there. And so it's just like anything else. You could have guys who think Ferrari's better than Lamborghini, and that's their thing. Or Ford's better than Chevy or whatever. That's so they have a group of guys or people. I don't say guys. When I say guys, I just mean general.
Yeah,
I mean general people. They have a group of niche people who like their product, and they pretty much know how many people there are in the world of what they do and how much.
But the problem is there's no shortage of people that really like the Maestro, but there's a shortage in terms of relative to that ES that are willing to put the money down to get that Maestro, even though they like it. Well, like there are people that think highly of the piece.
Again, that's their target audience. The J and D guys, they'll spend whatever they want because they want that. That's what
do you think is so special about that group that they'll spend money on something they like compared to like the people here?
Yeah, I think it's that they like the silicone. It's the silicone realism touch feel thing. It's a touchy feely thing.
I think another aspect to look at though is Buck can speak to this because he's had them in hand. The base isn't generally outrageous to take up huge amounts of space in your collection itself. And probably the boxes or the shipping isn't a nightmare either.
I have another question. I totally agree with you. But with J&D, I'm not, again, I'm don't know J&D. I don't have any J&D pieces. Matter of fact, I haven't seen any J&D pieces. Are they all actors? Does J&D put out fictional characters?
Yes, they've only done one.
Okay.
Who was that?
Whitebird from One Piece, the anime.
Oh, okay.
So all the other pieces are little mini.
They're actors playing comic characters.
So they're Madame Tussauds. So they're mini Madame Tussauds.
Yes.
Okay. I think there's your answer, Buck. I mean, I think there's a. I mean, sorry, Brendan. That's your answer. These guys. People want that certain realism from the look, and I think that's part of why the J&D guys. You don't have to have a base. You don't have to have nothing elaborate. They want that perfect likeness of that character, the realism of it, and I think that's the infatuation that J&D guys have.
I think the question here is what distinguishes that niche from, because we're talking about, if we say the price points are similar, what makes those people very willing to spend money on the pieces from J&D, but the people who clearly do like Maestro in the collecting hobby, and then Maestro has a much lower ES, like J&D gets into the thousands, like 1,000 plus maybe, or like just right up against it, versus a 350 ES around the same price. So what's stopping people from getting that? And I think Brenton's saying one of those things that's holding people back is the sheer size of the piece.
Well, and I think your choice of character. I think people like J&D will pick really popular characters that people like. Even if you're a big comic fan, the Maestro is a very small character in the essence of the Marvel Universe or
Oh, yeah.
comics in general. Whereas
Yeah.
people aren't going to know or connect with that character. He hasn't been in movies. You know, they may not have read the stories. Whereas you put out like a Christopher Reeve Superman. I mean, that does it get any bigger than that? There's a whole like generation of people that are like, you know, I believe a man can fly now after seeing that movie.
What's the question again?
Yeah, but again, I think it goes that to me. I think to answer your question, Buck, I'll simply say one thing. I'll say obsession. I think there are some people that like the fact of realism, and J&D does its best to make a realistic version of an actor, of a person. And I think there are some people that really obsess about the realism of their pieces, and I think that's what makes the difference. And whereas
spin it back, man. Go ahead. Sorry, my bad, Matt.
No.
I was interrupting.
I think that's the difference between the two. I think with a maestro, you realize, like Brent said, it's a character, it's a cool character, it's a big piece, and it's an awesome piece, but it's just there's no realism to that piece. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you look at that. So just coming from like, it's not saying, I don't want to get this misconstrued that like it's not saying anything about the quality of the statue itself, but it's like, okay, when you look at that character, you're like, I'm gonna have to redesign how I do everything in my collection to have this character that I don't really know.
The
like,
random
I think people,
Elseworld version of Hulk.
yeah, that people look at it from that perspective of like, why would I have to redo everything to pick up this character that I'm not that familiar with, even though it's amazing?
The only 350 people, they don't have to redo everything. Again, I think it's targeted for 350 people who don't have to redo everything. It's targeted for guys who can display that piece without having to redo everything. You look at it from not your confines. Look at it from other people's confines, or look at it from XM's confines of how they wanted to put it out. I mean, a lot of times it's human nature just to look at it from our perspective, but look at it from the company's perspective. There are guys out there that want that piece. Rashid just got it. You know what I'm saying?
Rashid got Maestro?
Well, version A, yeah, he
Version
ordered
A?
that.
Okay. Whatever.
What? Look, I wouldn't mind having it. I mean, I'm okay not having it, but you know, if I had the means of having it, if I was fortunate enough to get it, I'd probably get it. That's a dope piece.
Let me ask
Well,
you this.
no,
Let me ask you this, Matt, or like just everyone. What do you think XM could do to promote like more like rapid sales on that like Maestro, in terms of increasing the purchase rate, like make it happen faster for that to sell out? How would
Free
they convince
shipping.
people?
I don't think they need to do anything. I think the course will
It
run
just
run
happened in
run
time.
itself. Yeah, I mean, once people see the statue on hand, and like if you go somewhere and you see it in person, you might be like, "Yo, whoa, that's dope! I gotta have that." I mean, it's just like with anything else. I mean, I think the other issue is, especially in the collective, we don't have. It's hard to see these things in person. Where can we go see them in person? I mean, I think Spec put up a studio, right? Or but XM's got a studio over where they are. But if you actually see things in person, you might look at it a little differently.
Well, that's the
And everybody
argument
has
of the
that
cons, right? I mean, that's why like the keys to like Sideshow being at cons, New York Comic Con, San Diego Comic Con, like go to these places and show your products to people in person.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think XM could do a lot. To answer your question, Buck, XM could do a lot better at promoting for people places where people can actually see this piece on hand and see it in person.
Yeah.
And
I guess to some extent, like I'm projecting into the future where I'm assuming that Maestro like won't sell out soon, but I don't know that for sure. I think this conversation will be it will be a good conversation to have again, and like towards the end of this year, and see like how readily Maestro is available at that point for like sold at retail locations, and that will help us like know to what extent like the adoption rate is for this piece, right?
Yeah.
Is there a problem
Adoption.
with people picking this up?
Yeah. I
So
think, but you touched on it earlier. You said space. I mean, it is a big, huge statue. So and Tony Stay Frosty says LBS Hulk will sell out. Yeah, it probably will. I mean, that's a dope piece as well. I mean, those two are very compatible with each other. As far as space constraints, obviously LBS Hulk will sell better because it's less space restrictive than the
is it
Maestro.
even that 3-pack? But then there's also what Brenton said
But
about
you don't have
character, right?
this
Because if
play.
it's Hulk instead of Maestro, people are more inclined to pick up
Come
Hulk,
on,
right?
Cash.
Nah, this is
Yeah,
Matt
I mean,
wanted to
Hulk.
see an impressive piece. It was a silicone.
Well, I mean,
You know
there
what?
you go.
Yeah.
Who's
It's
this
impressive
guy?
Do we have
piece with
ti-
silicone.
I've never
Do we
seen
have
this guy.
time for another question?
Where's the other piece where he's? There you go. See,
Oh,
I mean,
come on,
it's,
that's-
some people like Hey, that's a special
just
niche
saying.
group. That's a special niche group.
So
Just saying, right, Cash?
another question though that I was kind of thinking about is how forward thinking are you when you make a purchase? So like do you think about, if I had to sell this at some point, would it be a nightmare to sell before I buy something, or how much of a loss will I take? Because do you think about, okay, I'm buying this now, but I know life will probably happen in the future and I may have to sell it at some point. Do I want to buy something that's a burden to sell?
Nope. I'll go. I mean, if I go first. For me, nope. I'm the complete opposite. If I want something, I'm trying to figure out a way to buy it. Boy, with no intentions of selling it whatsoever. I'm like, man, I really want that. Can I? How can I afford to get this?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So you're just more
I'm
present
strapped for
on this. Like you don't look past the present. You're like, I want this, and I'm gonna try and figure out how to do that.
I'm buying to keep it and display it because I know exactly how I want to do it. This is a dope piece. I want to do it here. I want to do that with it. It looks cool. I want that piece, and I got to figure out a way to get the money for that piece, and I got to get that, and I'll do that. That's what I do. Now you got some guys that get stuff. They got stuff sitting in. I know a guy. That's in California. He's got a warehouse full of statues. I mean, not a warehouse, but a storage. It's like I don't know why, but he's got a storage full of statues, and he keeps them in the storage. He's had them in the storage for I don't know, a couple of years.
If he
So-
lose that storage on Storage Wars, they gonna be
I know,
up
right?
some money, man.
But
So,
to bridge that, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but that's pretty much it. I mean, for me, I'm gonna buy a piece with the full intention of keeping it to display it, and I'm trying to figure out. I mean, like, these statues are expensive. I mean, I have other financial responsibilities to attend to, so it's just a matter of,
Like betting on the Ravens.
Wow.
exactly.
Wow.
So that's how I look at it. I don't look at what I'm going to do with it down the future. I mean, if I'm going to flip it or whatnot. Some guys do that. I think those are the guys that actually hurt the community, but it happens.
To bridge that gap between what both of you are saying, I would say like it's not like you necessarily get a piece with the intention of selling it when you do purchase it, like thinking like how easy will it be to offload later, but it's that in the moment when you want to buy it, you've decided this is the piece that I'm going to keep. It's going to be part of the collection, right?
Yeah.
But you only start thinking about selling it when something else comes along and you got to replace stuff to make space for the new thing because you don't have you have finite space, right? So you only start thinking about how to offload something when it comes down to the point where you got to cut things off and say, okay, I need to sacrifice this in order to get that because I like that more than this, right? But in the moment when you pick that thing that is now being sold, when you initially picked it up, I don't think too many people consider like the future ramifications of like, okay, I like it enough to buy it, but I need to know that I can also sell it later. I feel like
Okay.
we're not doing that so much anymore.
So no, not even just thinking about the selling aspect before thinking of, to kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier is your vision of your collecting and how many characters you want and where you want them to go. Do you like how much forward thinking are you into that? It kind of ties back in with, do you have a vision, or like Matt said, some people are just buying to just buy stuff because that's what they enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I usually just have a vision for the year. So I have a list, I have a wish list, I have my pre-orders. I kind of know what my collection will be looking at like at the end of the year, and you know, during the year, new things come out. Like in terms of new things are solicited for pre-order, and I decide, am I gonna take something that's new that's been solicited and replace other stuff on my list before it's even gotten into my collection. That's what I do, right? So I have things that I've pre-ordered. I have my wish list, and then yeah.
So
Go ahead.
let me add on to that whole topic real quick. Do you have a vision for presentation? What I mean by that is when you collect stuff, when you collect your pieces, how are you going? What's your presentation of that piece or your display? How do you?
I don't necessarily think of it as a whole. If like until it's actually here, I don't think about exactly where it's going in the display, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you
Right?
know, yeah.
So like that
Well,
empty
yeah.
space behind you, you haven't thought about, okay, the statue on my list that I know I'm getting is going right there.
Nope.
Right, like Britain.
Nah.
Like, see how Britain's got that gap between the
Yeah.
sideshow Hulk Wolverine versus the Bowen Hulk. Britain,
Yeah.
I guarantee you have a statue picked out for that spot.
Yeah,
All
I have
right.
a couple that are gonna go in that area that I'm thinking about. So
Uh,
but it took me a while to get to this point where I'm buying things and knowing where I'm putting them. Like it didn't start there.
There goes that stage.
Yeah.
Getting old.
Jesus was talking about.
Just
I'm
at
there,
that
brother.
stage
I'm
now.
there. I'm at that stage, man. Like I know what I want and where I'm gonna put it. And,
I think for me it's just like it comes in and I'll shuffle things around and like find like what looks visually pleasing to me. Like if you look behind me, I have this kind of like sine wave going on. This piece
Got a
is
bell
being
curve.
painted, right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so that I did that intentionally. So
Okay.
that, but I didn't figure, I don't know exactly what height anything is so I had to get them in, know what height what is what, and then I could build that out. So I don't necessarily fully commit to where I'm placing things until they come in.
Well,
Gotcha.
Cash, do you have, because you have empty space in your Gotham room that you
How
like to
dare
talk
you?
about. Do you have that planned out where stuff is going as they come out, the characters?
Yeah. So like I know that I have a spot for Penguin, a spot for Catwoman, a spot for Two-Face. So yeah, so Penguin, Two-Face, Catwoman, the Joker, Batman diorama, and then last but not least will be Deathstroke. And if I could figure out some way somehow, Daniel Bell's Batgirl, and I got some custom art coming, so I know I got that in the works. Where it's all going. Everything in this room is pretty much mapped out except for right here, like this part, and I just don't know what I want to do with that art wise. But yeah, but that's because it's a smaller room, though.
So I saw some pictures. How much? This is just me again. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
Statue stuff. So there was, I forgot his name. It was in on John's group, on the Update Collector. I was gonna send you a photo, but I just didn't want to cross reference there on things. A guy put up some pictures of his collection, and his display of how he had some custom shelves and everything else. It was behind glass and everything else. It was absolutely gorgeous on his presentation of the pieces. How much thought do you put in for the presentation of the display? You know what I mean? I mean, it's one thing to say, okay, I got the pieces, I got them. Like I could, instead of my liquor here, I could put some more Bowens up. You know what I mean? Is that cool? Is that cool? Is that okay with you, or do you want to have a?
No, that's cool because like for me,
more like a professional museum style display, or so I guess where does your money go? Does your money go into the display, the presentation aspect of it, or you just or I guess this is part of the stage or the phase of where you are collecting, or are you still just trying to get your pieces, or you just want to get the pieces in, or do you think that's a stage that'll come later on?
Both, actually. I think you definitely want to get the pieces because there's that FOMO. But first of all, I think in the beginning, you just are kind of more worried about what is it going to sit on that can hold the weight. And then I think from there, then you figure out garage shelves, some sort of custom shelves. Maybe you build your own shelf, going to Home Depot, getting some wood, like Pudgy did. So I think it just depends on if you can do it. I mean, because if you're handy to where you can do it yourself, then I would definitely say custom. Like if I could build a shelf myself, I would definitely go custom 100% just because I could do it myself without having to pay for that manual labor. But if I couldn't do it myself, I'm finding the best stuff that I can. And so, for example, if one shelf costs $100 and I need 5 of them, if I can't afford 5 at a time, I'll just buy 1 or 2 at a time and kind of work my way down.
Wouldn't you sacrifice the penguin, or when you sacrifice the statue to get later on so you can get that display?
Hell no.
Yeah, see, I think that's
you see what I'm saying?
Stage for me.
You can sacrifice a piece to have the display.
I think that's down the road.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
The main goal is just acquiring. That's where the focus is. Some point I'll slow where I have almost everything that's out, or I would say is available, that I want. And if something goes up for order down the road, that could come. But I think once I have the majority acquired, then I start focusing maybe on displays a bit more.
A lot of collectibles is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So displays come first.
I think it's a personality thing of the type of person. It's just the type of person you are.
Look, man.
Even if the prioritization, I think some of the things that are driving acquiring the statue first is that the display, the stuff for the display, is always going to be around. You can never be too sure if you're gonna miss out on your opportunity for a statue, or even if you want to say, "Oh, it'll always come back around," you always get it. I don't want to have to wait for 5 years or whatever amount of time before it eventually comes back around, right?
Yeah, but then,
I'd rather just pause on the display and then I get the display eventually.
Yeah, but you'll never stop collecting. I mean, you'll always want to keep collecting, and then when will you go back to the display?
Remember when I said addiction, Matt? There's an addiction, and it never stops.
You'll have a whole room full of statues and no display because there's still another piece coming up for you.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Matt, the serious question. Your wife, right? She had to be your girlfriend at first, right? So you acquired her first. You see what I'm saying? Acquisitions, baby. Acquisitions.
And then you did the display.
Right. Then you
buying the house.
You bought the house.
Actually, no. We bought the house before we got married.
But you already acquired her before you didn't buy the house, and you're like, well, I'll acquire her once I have the house. I'll go out and find a wife then, or a girlfriend.
Oh man, nah, man, I appreciate all that. I appreciate all
that way too.
You know what that makes me think about? Is there there's always this discussion of Endgame or something, or people are like, I'm done collecting once I hit this point. And I always feel like, is that even a real thing? Like, do we ever hit a point where we stop? You really think there's a point where you'll
Absolutely.
just be like, I'll never buy another one
Is
again.
a unique situation. Let him explain.
Absolutely. No,
Hold on, time
absolutely.
out, time out. Does that mean in game as in statues or just collecting in general? Because would you still collect like books or Blu-rays or
No,
Let's just
something?
stick with statues for now. Like, is there a statue end game where you'll just like, I'm done. I got everything.
I think
I'll
so.
never need another one again.
I'm
Kind
gonna
of end game.
I'm gonna broaden like what Cash said. He said you can extend that to anything, and it doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna it's called maturation, right? You'll get to a point with anything, no matter what it is, to where your intensity level. When you say stop, I mean just you can never say. I'll never say never, right? But
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hard stop. Like, you reach a point where it is done.
Yes,
You are
well,
never buying another thing.
I've seen that happen with some people, okay? And it doesn't have to be statues. It can be with anything, right? No matter what it is that you do.
Say no to drugs, kids.
I mean, right. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, there comes a point to where you can be so into something and it's like, you know what? I've spent, I don't know how much. They look back at it and I've done this and I was like, I'm not doing that again. And they walk away from it. I mean, you could look at business ventures. You could look at, no matter what it is that you do, other hobbies. You can look at records. Look at records or something like that. Guys that are in music and they collect records. They did this. Look at DVDs. I mean, there comes a time to where you'll stop and you'll say, I'm not doing that no more. I won't do it. But I mean, obviously something might pop up in life where you might do it. But no,
when you say the guys walk away, though, do they sell everything or do they keep it?
Could be both. Could be both.
Definitely could be both.
It definitely could be both. You got some guys that say, you know what, I'm done. They got in over their head. They turn around, they look, and they see $20,000 worth of pieces on there, and they need money. Like, I got to get rid of this, and they never go down that road again. It's like, man, I overdid it. And
I don't want to talk about the over their head guys. I'm talking about, okay, you did it responsibly.
You're done collecting. Your collection is complete.
But is there a complete collection?
I don't think it's possible. I think there's always going to be something you want eventually, even if it's 10 years later. But like, you can't just. I honestly don't feel, as long as they're making products, there's going to be something you want, right?
Even if it's one thing.
Even if it's one thing that you're like, I'm gonna add it, but like, I can see you slowing down, like to the point where it feels like you stopped. That's why I said, okay, you haven't collected anything for 10 years, but then that one piece comes out. You're like, damn, that's going in. I know I said I was done, but these guys, they brought me back in. Like, for the sequel.
I disagree. I mean,
the comeback door.
You can get weary of it, Chase. You can get weary of it and be like, I'm done. I got what I want.
But that's different. Being wary is different from saying, like, because that's a different situation. It's just like how Brett is saying, this is want to talk about the people that are also like that it got it over their heads. It's more like, this is it. This is my collection. It's complete. It looks beautiful. This is the vision I had. I was going for this, and I'm finally done. I don't think that is possible. I think you can hit that point, but something will eventually come along the lines that you're like, I need to add that too.
No, I disagree. I think you can get to that point to where I said I'm done, and then you look at it, and then you'll start weighing it. Like, do I need that piece? Do I want that piece?
Well, here's this, Matt. I guess
that's still a different argument.
Another thing of that could be, what's the percentage of people would just say, I'm done. I don't think over 50% would be like, hey man, I've completed this.
No, I agree. Again, I think that has to do with maturation. I also think it has to do with how old you are, how you look at your responsibilities, how much you look at how you value your money, everybody's different, but I mean, I think it has a lot to do with your own personal situation and preferences of things. I mean, you could look at stuff and be like, do I want that? I mean, there's a lot of pieces. I can tell you right now, personally, there's a lot of pieces out there that I want, but I'm not going to get them. I don't see the money. I just don't see me putting the money into that. I'd rather take the money and put it into something else, another different type of enrichment investment that I could get out of. I'd rather take that money and go on vacation with my family. I get a more, I would sacrifice. That's how I weigh buying a piece. What's it going to cost?
What about when all the kids graduate from college?
What about paying for college? Forget graduating.
Yeah,
college.
no, yeah. Okay, but
You
that's
see what I'm
why
saying?
we're projecting further into the future.
So,
They
okay,
graduate and they're no longer dependent on you. You still like you like
Don't
that
make
piece.
Matt pass
I'm not
out now.
so what?
No,
Yeah, I mean, but again, that you at that point in time, you'll have to decide whether or not it's you want or not. I can see guys that say, "No, I don't need that. I'm good with what I got," and moving on.
Matt, I
So
feel
there'll
like your
always be
argument
that one
though
statue.
is endgame in that something has changed and you need the money for other things. Like, or
So,
I
for
mean
me, that's
that
not an end
could
game.
be
That's the game. That's not an end game. That's the game.
no, because
How
that's
am I
like
valuing?
that's an internal motivation with inside you. It's not completing anything. It's just part of you inside. You decide
Your priority shift.
what you value is different.
Well, that's
at
how you
some
get to the
point.
end. What's going to constitute the end game.
It
Well, that's what
it's
my point is.
visually
Collecting
appealing.
That's
itself.
justifying the end game. That's justifying the end game. That's
Okay,
the reason.
Matt, let's say I want all
It's not the
the
end games because there's no more statues available.
let's say
there's
I
no
want
statues.
let's,
I'll make
Matt,
the end
let's
game.
say I want all the Spider-Man suits and I want them as statues, all the ones from the movies, and I get all of them. They're made by a company I like. They look beautiful, and I say, okay, that's it. That's the one I wanted. That's what I started collecting for. I got all the let's not even use Spider-Man, all the Iron Man suits from Hot Toys. I get all of those, and I've collected everything. And then I stop collecting for a couple years. A new Iron Man movie comes out, and then I start collecting again.
So
They
but
got
you just
you.
said it. You just said it. Your goal was to collect all of them. So until this company stops making them, you're not going to stop. You see what I'm saying? You said
So
it
there is
yourself.
no end game.
If
is
the
what you're
companies don't, but that depends on you. Like what you said, it depends on you. If you have in your mind your end game is never to end. That's your end game. Buck said,
No.
"I want to collect all of them." Well, you've already made up your mind that you want all of them, so you're never
You're-
going to end.
No, you're
No.
you're misinterpreting my
Companies-
question. There's a finite number of movies for Iron Man, and there's a finite number of suits. Right? You get all the suits that have been released. And because when you made this goal, there were only 50 suits. It says only 50 suits that have ever been shown in the film. They make all of them into Hot Toys. You get all 50 Iron Man Hot Toys. And then they come out with a movie 10 years later.
But it's not finite.
It is finite because you got the 50 that you set out to get. Now the number has changed to 51.
So it's not finite.
It is. It is. Like at the
Okay,
time,
when the number changes to 52, is it finite? When the
a
number
cap
changes to
was
53,
set.
it's
A
not
cap
finite.
was set. Come on, man. A cap was
Well,
set. And
it sounds
the cap
like-
was set, and you said, "I want to get
Well, then
the number
then-
that was there." When you made the decision, there were only 50, and you
Then
decided.
that boils down to you making your decision. If you set your number, and that was your number that you set, how good are you going to be to sticking to your number? That's all that means.
You're not
That's
arguing
all
against
it
our
means.
point. You're strengthening our position because we're telling you there's no end game, and you're saying, yeah, there's no end game. The initial question was, is there somebody who could just say, I'm done, my collection is complete? And by saying it comes down to you, aren't you justifying our position by saying that
Yeah.
if you could decide there's no true ending? That's what you're doing right now.
No, you're the one that
So-
said there's no true ending
okay,
because they came up with
so-
another one.
You
It
said it
sounds like
several times that there's no true ending. It's up to you.
from
That's what
Matt's-
you said.
hold on a sec. From Matt's point, it seems like your value system has to change to reach the end game.
Okay.
You have to value other things more than statues
Yeah.
to hit your end game.
There you go. Yeah, I guess very well articulated, Brenton. Thank you. I guess
Nice.
we hit the end game with this topic.
Nice. Nah, man, that's what's
you
up,
use
man.
Brenton who asked the questions to end the questions.
So I'm gonna. That was definitely some like good topics, man. I kept it going, but that was pretty cool, man. So look, last week we did the Marvel MCU with the tier list. This time we're switching it up. It's just a food, or I should say a beverage of choice. Kind of a quicker one to get us kind of through it. And then next week we'll be back with some sort of superhero or something of that nature. We'll kind of rotate between food or superheroes. Wow. Real quick, the real question is: are you getting the half scale Conan mat
Nope.
for PCS?
I was getting ready. Hey, no, Rom. I was just getting ready to answer you in the chat.
What if
I
we
am
gift it to
not.
you? What if we gift it to
Okay.
you?
Here we go.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
He's like, I'll take it if it's free. Hell yeah.
The answer to that question is no, I am not. And I was actually watching Conan last night. John, I was actually watching Conan last night. John, I was actually watching Conan last night.
What is happening?
What the hell just happened? I was talking to John.
I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Steve was like repeating
Yeah.
himself.
I was like,
so confused.
wow, I've never seen somebody freeze and start repeating themselves. That's the first.
No, as much as I love Conan, I won't be getting the half scale. I'm a quarter scale collector. I like that scale. That scale's perfect for me. I like a lot of third scale pieces. I've seen a lot of cool half scale pieces, but I like my collection the way it is at quarter scale.
Dude, everybody thought there was a glitch, man. They were like, "What's going on?" Dude,
I got so confused because the delivery was exactly the same every time too.
I know, right? So, and I'm a big Armo fan. I'm a big Conan fan. But that's me collecting to be collecting because of that. No, I have that's not the piece that I would gotta die for or that I really want. So we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for the guys that are gonna get it. It's probably gonna be a really, really cool piece, but I have nowhere in my house to display that piece, where I would put it and how I would display it. That would be just me getting it to be getting it because it's Conan.
Does it bug you that it's from the wrong movie?
Wow.
Wait a minute, which one?
Because
The one
if I
that's
remember,
from
yeah, because I think he has more of like the. I
Yeah,
don't
from
know
Destroyer,
if it's
right?
like the like bikini thing
Yeah.
look
Well,
as
so there's
opposed to the full pant.
full pant. Well, I thought the half scale had the full pant. I can't remember. There's one that has a full pant and one that has a bikini briefs on. No, it does not. But I prefer the pants. But it doesn't bother me being the wrong movie. I thought the Destroyer was okay. I mean, that wasn't bad.
Because leather
But it
isn't
was-
breathable.
Wow.
I love the Destroyer. That film's great.
I thought it was cool. But no. I mean, again, I'm a Conan guy, so I mean, I like the comic characters of Conan too.
Hey, so I'm pulling this up, and all right. So look, we got a couple tiers, right? So number 1 through 5.
It's gonna be so controversial.
Oh, for sure. Number 1 is top tier. This is your go-to. All right. Number 2 is second choice. Like the go-to isn't there, so I'll take this one. Number 3, hey, it's hot outside. I'm thirsty. And number 4 is nasty. And number 5, never tried it.
I
Never
want to
tried
see watermelon lemonade, Cash.
it. We'll see if it's here, man. This is all fountain drinks. Oh wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Oh boy. Okay.
Not Minute Maid is not sponsoring this video, Buck. Not this time. If you know, you know, man. All right, man. So we'll start this off. Let me see here. Mountain Dew. Oh, and by the way, this is like you're just putting the fountain drinks in the tier, and we just have to break the tie. So we need at least, whatever to break the tie to decide where it goes, man. So Mountain Dew is up.
Man, that's a top tier for me.
Really?
That's always one of the
Wow.
go-tos.
Wow. Most people
I know
nowadays hate
You,
Mountain Dew.
you become bottom tier to me, Brenton.
I know I get yelled at every time I get it. My wife's always like, "You shouldn't drink that." But
Man,
Sorry, one second.
you got a category missing here, man.
What?
Like, all right.
I think that's 3.
That's
If it's hot
If
No,
outside.
that's like, sorry, I'm not. But none of these drinks are thirst quenchers. Or if it's hot outside.
Well, no. Ideally,
Yeah.
I would
Okay,
not be
okay.
drinking a soda.
I mean, where's
Yeah,
Lipton
okay,
tea?
okay.
I would take a Lipton. I would take a Lipton iced tea.
All right, we'll change it to all right.
Okay, thank you. 'Cause I'm not like it's hot outside. Oh, let me go get a mug. No, man.
Let me get
That's
a
like
mug.
it better have electrolytes.
Let me get a mug.
Dude, where's brisk? You need to put a brisk on there if it's hot outside, man. I want me a nice, cold, refreshing brisk.
Hey man, I could add every single fountain drink. Created.
That's a cherry 7-Up. That's going to hell. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
But you find that?
I
God.
mean, LeBron.
Isn't 7-Up gone anyway and they changed it to Sparkle or whatever the hell it was?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, something with the S. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them's.
Sierra.
Oh, was it?
Sierra Mist.
That's
No,
the
that's
one that's
the-
gone?
Maybe it's gone in the U.S. Probably still available in other countries.
Probably.
Can they get the leftovers?
They're like, well, it's giving Americans a beastie forever. We'll stop serving it there, but let everybody else have it.
That's like the funniest thing ever because
Wow.
Americans don't even have real sugar in their drinks.
You go to other countries
So-
that drive
so-
Martin Luther King buses.
What are you guys rating Mountain Dew? Because Mountain Dew, I think, is the most toxic of all sodas.
Yep, I'm
I'll put it
gonna
on
die
3.
one way or another.
I say number 3.
Yeah, put it on number 3. It's all right.
What about you,
Not my
Matt?
first choice.
Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Might do the category. It's all right.
All right.
It's not a third. It's definitely not. It's hot outside. It's a thirst quencher.
Oh man, Britain's in the minority then there.
He said
A&W.
Pennsylvania.
That's root beer, right?
So like,
Yeah.
hey, that joker, right? Hey, Britain, no shit, Sherlock. He's in the minority there.
Oh, here we fucking go.
Yeah, I'm very rural for this category, apparently.
Mountain Dew is a Green Giant's piss.
Cash got a
Ru-
urban,
hey.
urban drinks.
Oh, what the hell, man?
Sprite
Hey,
is number
Buck.
1.
Buck asked for the watermelon lemonade. I mean, I don't know. What to tell you.
Hey, look, man. I've never actually had A&W root beer, so for me,
What?
it's number 5.
No,
Number 5 for
no.
me as well. I've never tried it.
It's all right. You know, it's
So
it's root beer.
Okay, so it looks like it's gonna be number 5. Matt, what do you think?
Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm with Brenton. It's
Okay,
It's all right.
so-
I'm gonna put all the root beers in the same category.
I think we
A&W
just put it-
we need
It'll
to
be a
chat.
nasty. We bridge the gap. It's gonna go with the nasty.
Yeah, we need
No way.
the chat to break the tie on
You
A&W.
can't put it in
Well,
nasty just because you never had it.
Right?
Or-
How do you know if it's nasty or not?
Never
You haven't
tried.
had it.
That's why I know it's nasty.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here
Nobody
we go.
tried that.
Look at the chat. Where's RC Cola? Look, dude, we
Oh.
can't get every
Right.
single
You know what I'm
Man.
saying? RC
We-
Cola.
We
That's
got
the older
cola.
cat. That's the
we
older
got-
cat
we
right
got
there.
cola.
Who said that? Who said RC?
Sprite remix.
Hey,
God,
Tony
man.
Frosty. I know you were born before a certain time.
Yeah. Next, we're gonna be
Unless
like,
you-
why isn't
unless-
Tang on the list?
Well,
Oh my God.
unless he lives
Tag
in like
is actually
Mississippi,
good.
he might live in Mississippi or something.
What the
I don't know.
freak is Tang?
It's like an orange drink.
Are you sure?
It's like
Oh, man,
tangerine,
what
short
the
for
hell, man?
tangerine. It's like Fanta.
Fancy.
Poor man's Fanta.
Look, hey, so
It-
we'll
it's
come
like-
back to A&W.
Cash has
Somebody
always been
chat
rich.
has to
It's like
break it.
orange Kool-Aid.
Cash
Oh,
has
God.
always been rich. He's never had Tang.
Oh, man, I don't know what's with that. So I'm gonna skip over here to Squirt.
Squirt?
That
Squirt.
goes into nasty.
Squirt is all right.
Oh,
Hey,
come on, man.
Squirt.
Put it in
Nah,
nasty.
No, I
Squirt
never
is
heard of
nice.
squirt. That must be a regional thing. I'm not sure.
Hey, Brenton, that's not even urban, man. I don't know what.
That's
I
what
mean,
she
how do
said.
you even get a question out of that? Be like, what do you want to drink? Squirt?
I mean, I'm gonna keep it PG-13 though.
Oh yeah.
Let's keep it.
So never
Go
tried.
in the kitchen, you'll get a squirt.
I got a ton of jokes, but I'm not gonna go there.
Oh
At
At least
man,
you said kitchen, not bedroom.
See what Piggy said.
Oh man,
he hasn't had soda since 1999.
And
He's still drinking Tang?
and Tang.
come on.
Pootie
Come on.
tag. Oh, God.
Oh wow,
Well,
So
if
a
I was going
squirt
to
and
try
you
a new
never
soda,
tried?
it'd be squirt.
wow.
Oh gosh.
God.
All right, so we'll leave squirt in the never tried.
Brett, they
This is
carbonated
not
or
going
not
well.
carbonated?
Can you imagine the weird conversations you'd have? Be like, what's your intention with my daughter?
Hey,
Well, squirt.
Hey, I know. Cash, you go ask your wife. She have a-
When was the last time you squirt?
What Fanta is the bomb, but I want that grape drink.
You got your
Oh
flat.
man, this is not going well. This is not.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. This
Hey,
is
honey,
how we'll
make me
speed
a-
it up.
Honey, can you give me a squirt?
Oh God.
This is how we'll speed it up, man. Is there anything on this list that you guys have never tried?
Squirt.
Don't squirt in the parking lot.
Oh man,
I've never tasted squirt.
Oh my God.
I've never tasted. Well, not squirt, but A&W. Never had A&W.
Is it a medical condition if I squirt?
Oh god.
Hey, so Buck, how does squirt taste?
I wouldn't know. I only take the carbonated kind, not the non-carbonated.
Where do you squirt at?
Oh God. It's not a verb. It's a noun. Brett.
All right, Cash, we need to squirt
All right.
right through this. We need to
Hey
squirt.
man, so I've never had
Bang.
this root beer. I've never had Surge.
What
Oh,
the hell is
Surge is
Surge?
awesome.
I've
Surge
never
is great.
had
Surge.
Mellow,
Mellow
Yellow.
yellow. What the hell?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I've
love
had
Mellow
Mellow
Yellow too.
Never
Yeah,
had
Mellow Yellow,
Mountain
you said
Dew.
worse. Okay, why do you put them in? Oh, you
Baja
never had-
Blast is like Taco Bell, right?
Yeah.
Apparently,
Vanilla
they don't
Coke.
have soda in Nebraska.
No,
apparently
Cash,
not.
put vanilla Coke in nasty. It's nasty. Bug root beer is also nasty. Diet Coke isn't nasty. It's second choice.
No, all diet sodas deserve to be nasty.
Yeah, what's
Wow.
going on?
Are you
Put Coke in
serious?
top tier.
Vanilla
Regular
Coke is
Why do you have regular
Alright.
Coke on twice?
Canada Dry. You never try. Yo, Canada Dry is like top tier, bro.
Is
What are you
everybody
doing?
breaking up or is it just me?
It's just you. Is it?
It's
is
just
it?
this list.
Oh wow.
What's a Sprite? D3 says
I-
Sprite remix. What's a Sprite remix?
I think
I don't know. Is that a LeBron
what the hell is
thing?
going on, man?
Oh, I saw it. It broke up now. It's. Brenton, are you seeing this? It's like
I'm
Cash's
just seeing
lagging out.
Cash's thing.
Hey, no wrong, got it right. That grape Fanta. That's dope.
Well,
What's
I
up?
guess everybody's here except for Cash, right?
Yeah.
He had to squirt.
Oh gosh, that's hilarious. Japanese pain spotter says, "Nah, yeah, the diet soda's nasty."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything
a lot
with
of us don't drink
aspartame.
soda. A lot of us don't drink
Right?
soda anymore, but it's fine.
Diet soda is
We've always had
nasty.
it. We've always had it.
Baja Blast is top tier.
I'm
bad.
guilty. I just even finished one today.
What
So,
color is Squirt, Brett?
I don't know.
He's
I'm
yellow.
It's piss yellow. No rap.
I'm assuming. That's what the thing said.
That's the
right?
kind of
Yeah,
stuff you take on a road trip. And you
was
just have to
yellow.
warn people.
Yeah. So look at the top tier. I think the only top tier that was there for me was
Coca-Cola.
Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Coke. I would take Coke over Pepsi any
Through the
day.
nose or like you drink it.
See, I think Pepsi's nasty, but I know
Yeah.
people that love Pepsi.
Pepsi is
Yeah.
nasty. What's wrong
I
with
don't
it?
know
It's pretty
anybody
much
that
just the same as Coke. It's like
No,
Coke.
no, they taste way different.
It's like yeah, you'll be one of those people that they put in the test and you say, "Oh, I love this Coca-Cola," and it's really
Oh,
Pepsi.
No,
You'll be one of those people that
It has-
they asked to do the product test. They say, "Oh, I love Coke. I hate
No.
Pepsi," and then
It
they
has
give
like
you
a
a Pepsi
sweetness
and like
to it
this is
that-
that. It's all in your head. There's those,
No,
those
Coke has a bite. Pepsi doesn't. Pepsi more like has a sweetness, flat taste to it.
Yeah,
Whereas Coke
Coke is
has more of
spicy.
a crisp bite to it.
The
And I
only
think
time
that's
I go
one of the-
Pepsi is cherry Pepsi. Like I like the cherry Coke and the cherry Pepsis are
Damn,
No.
you're
I'll do some of the
mixing
other
cherry
Pepsi
into your Coke. Even Tony
Yeah.
Montana wouldn't do that.
No, I'll do. What do you remember, Laverne and Shirley? Do you do Pepsi and milk? Pepsi and milk.
Pepsi and milk. What the hell?
ugh.
You never heard of that?
No.
That was a big like fad drink back. It's just like having float. You know what happened? You ever had a vanilla float?
Oh, well, yeah.
and then when it melts a little bit,
Yeah.
kind of the same thing. It's just more of a pure
because it's
pure
not
form.
frozen.
I know,
Should
but it's
try it
more
with
of the
squirt.
it's
Yeah,
more of the
that-
pure form of it.
You never had Surge? I feel like
What the
What the
Surge
hell
has
is Surge?
died.
What kind of drink is that? What is it supposed to
Never heard of
taste like?
It was similar to Mellow Yellow and Mountain Dew.
What is Mellow Yellow?
It's like a Mountain Dew. It's like a lemon
Yeah.
lime kind of soda.
Actually, I think
Mountain Dew does not taste like lemons or lime.
no, Mellow Yellow was out before Mountain Dew.
It was.
If
Yeah.
you Google, I remember as a kid seeing the Mellow Yellow commercials.
Okay, I'm
Mellow
from a
Yellow,
different
don't you
generation.
remember
that jingle
Yeah.
and everything.
They call
Yeah.
me Mellow Yellow.
They call me Mellow Yellow. Dude, same thing with RC Cola. Me and my RC. I forgot what somebody said about RC Cola. RC Cola used to be the bomb.
D3 said it's all poison. I don't know, man. Coca-Cola can't be poison. I can use it to clean my car or something.
No, they actually used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola too, and I think they still use like the cocaine plant to make it.
How
'Cause
much cocaine?
Well, I
I'll tell you
remember taking a class regarding like drugs and reactions in the body and stuff, and we talked about Coca-Cola, and they have in their plant they extract the cocaine from it, but then like the FBI has to regulate how it's destroyed then or transferred out.
Yeah,
Oh
So
wow.
the cocaine.
So they intentionally insert an addictive property to it to get you
well,
onto it.
they used to, yeah, it used to be the actual cocaine in there, but they stopped that forever ago. And
So I did notice this though. When I was down to DR, they had a Coca-Cola processing plant there, and the Coke. And I used to tell myself, I'd get Coke, and I was just pounding these Cokes, and I was like, man, what is the deal with these? And you know,
the DR?
yeah, oh yeah,
Through the
And-
nose?
huh?
I said through the
No.
nose.
No, come on, fool.
that's hilarious. You have an empty bottle too right next to you.
What? That's crazy. Both of you have empty bottles of Coke.
Well, that's
I know.
yeah,
Coca
another
rum.
empty bottle. Thank you. So, anyway, they use cane sugar down there,
Oh,
which
yeah.
makes it taste a little
It's
different.
much better. It's different.
Yeah,
It's-
it just
Only
tasted a
America that
whole lot.
uses the high fructose
Yeah.
corn syrup.
Do you
Everywhere
Yeah.
else, in fact, all the soda in America sucks because of that reason.
Yeah,
because
you
I'm
remember,
not gonna
like-
disagree I'm not gonna disagree with you about.
15 years ago or so that Coke brought out the real sugar, like the cane sugar version of their product?
And they're like,
Yeah,
oh, this is too
but-
expensive. We could get away with
No.
serving people poison instead. So
Yeah, exactly. It's cheaper. It was. And you know what they probably thought? It was costing them too much money,
yeah,
Wow.
so they wouldn't. They're like, you know what? Let's not do it.
it's easier to just grow corn and get all the byproducts for that. Because corn is like great for so many things. They use it for everything. That's why it's so much
Yep.
cheaper.
Yep.
One of the best cash crops to grow.
So, Cash, where'd you squirt off to?
Man, I don't know what the heck happened. I was talking, and I was like, dude, I just got like kicked into the ether,
They
man.
were just gone.
I'm gonna let that. We're gonna let that one. We're gonna let that one go now.
Yeah, man. No, that's all good. Honestly, I haven't had a lot of those drinks, man. Never, not a root beer fan.
How you feel about Mellow Yellow?
Never had it.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's an age thing. There's a certain age where you just don't know
Might
about
be.
Mellow Yellow.
Yeah, man. RC Cola, that's definitely an age thing.
There's still
Tab.
some fast food restaurants
Remember
that
Tab?
have Mellow
Mellow
Yellow
Yellow.
in the fountain sodas.
What company produces that?
It
I
either
think
has to be a
it's
Pepsi or
Pepsi.
Coke.
Are you serious? No, it can't be Coke. Coca-Cola does not own Mellow Yellow. I never heard of it. Coca-Cola owns Fanta. Fanta.
Jump on it, Brenton. Jump on it. There we go.
Let's see. We'll
Coca-Cola, they
Google
own
it
like
and see.
they own
Oh
7
boy,
Up.
here we go.
There we go. Somebody's got it. I think it's Pepsi. I'm not sure.
They own Sprite.
You got Brisk and Lipton. You didn't have Brisk on there. Brisk is Pepsi, I think.
Glass
This is a
Cokes
movie.
are the best because when it's cold and you can feel the cold glass. Oh man, you open the top, get the carbonated fizz. Really good.
Oh, see, they had it at Arby's, Cracker Barrel, Hardee's, Golden Corral, and Culver's.
Golden Corral.
Culver's,
Never
oh.
been to
It-
one of those.
It said that the expansion ended in 2021, where its availability was limited to the eastern part of the United States. I wonder how true that is.
I'm on the West Coast, so I don't have Mellow Yellow.
It says Coca-Cola is
Wow.
There you go.
they own.
No,
They
no,
only
no.
they only serve the Mellow Yellow to you guys on the East Coast.
Well, but you got to be in the rural areas to get it though. Cracker Barrel.
We're kind of
Oh, where-
behind the
oh,
times. Probably go up to the Tractor Supply and get a can of it.
right. They got a NASCAR named Mellow Yellow. So
Wow.
They definitely changed the rebranding of the logo though. It's definitely updated now.
You can use hemp forever. Yes, that's true, Piggy. It's a
Wow.
useful crop as well.
That's crazy.
did your so Cash, while you were gone, I think we all agreed that Coke was the top tier. I think
Yeah, Coke.
It may have been standalone top tier.
Coke and Fanta. Fanta is also, but not the American Fanta. American Fanta tastes like shit. I would order Fanta in America or buy
Do you
it.
think it's watered down more when it goes through the fountain?
It's no, it doesn't
Oh,
matter how
sure.
doesn't
It's
matter
not
how
the
you
same.
doesn't matter how you buy it. It tastes disgusting. It's just it
Not
doesn't
Fanta,
taste the
but
same.
that's
It's
all
not
it's
it's not the Fanta in the US is orange. It's yellow in other countries.
Oh, okay.
It's
Did-
like it's like a
You know what I
lighter
heard, though?
orange, closer to yellow.
That like
But they're great. They got different flavors, man. What are you talking about?
McDonald's uses the correct ratio in their fountain sodas when they mix it.
Yeah.
So like people prefer fountain sodas from McDonald's over other fast food chains
Oh wow.
because of that reason.
No, but
That is
there,
absurd.
and you know another key factor was there. McDonald's straws are bigger.
Oh yeah.
They have a little bit. Their circumference is a little bit wider than other straws. So when you
No
do
kidding.
take it in, it has an effect on you. So that was another interesting little what you didn't know about.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
all their potatoes are grown in Idaho. They chose a specific potato because when, say, in like the 60s, when McDonald's was around, it was only local potatoes for whatever that McDonald's was. And then
Oh, yeah.
they modified it and they liked the potato from Idaho the best. So now they have these huge places where they just like freeze Idaho potatoes and they ship them worldwide. So no matter what McDonald's you go to, you're getting the
It
same
tastes
fries.
the same fries.
Yeah, it's
Not quite like Wendy's never frozen beef.
but it's always microwaved. That's the funny thing.
Do you ever
Oh.
watch that like history of the fast food chains on the History Channel? Like
Dude, this
it's
is
actually
like
really interesting.
what's his name did a video about fast food. How it made like chicken nuggets and all that stuff. Dude, if you watch that, you'll never eat fast food again.
No, I still would. The pig sludge that they use to make chicken nuggets, the pig
Yeah.
slime. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh, that's a myth anyway, the pink slime stuff.
Is it really?
Yeah, because
Really.
did you ever have minced ham?
Remember, he's in rural Pennsylvania.
Well,
That's fake news.
Hey,
Go ahead,
just because
bro.
that's written on a bunch of barns doesn't mean it's true. All right.
Oh gosh, they said on the internet.
Oh man, what's up, Ad?
For some
What's up,
reason, our
Norbert?
TVs are broken. We only get Fox News.
Keisha said McDonald's Sprite is lethal.
Wow.
Oh god, I love it. Oh,
That's funny, man.
Yeah. Hey, Norm Rich, what's up, baby? How you doing, man? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess your thing went down, huh?
Yeah, man. Everything went down. It's all
Right.
good, man. It's definitely all good.
Fanta tastes different. Oh, they're sweet.
Australia Fanta.
That's what Mr. Popo said.
Nah, yeah, it's all good, man. Got some Panda Express waiting for me in the few, so it's all good actually. No biggie.
All right.
X-Man, appreciate that. Good luck tomorrow, Raven fans rooting for Lamar.
Boo! Ravens are gonna take the L tomorrow. Boo! Ravens are gonna. I bet. I put $500 down against the Ravens winning. The Ravens are gonna lose.
That's actually some good money because Kansas City isn't favored to win, so whoever put
what's the
$500. I don't know, like 7, I think.
I don't know what bets. I don't even know how betting odds work.
Buck just said that just to be anti-Raven. That's a Buck
Boo
thing.
Ravens! Go
Buck's
Chiefs!
Buck's gonna get his own verb. You bucking it.
Oh my god!
We'll just
Better
call
than
it squirt. Buck squirt.
See that, bro.
All right, here you go. Here goes something for you. Cash, you said you were gonna do like a little game or something like that, right?
No, you're good.
All right. So there's got to be some sort of time limit on this, though. So I want you guys to think about this, and we'll just pass it around. We'll just go round table. Cash, you want to go? Well, so who do you want to start with? Brenton and work our way around. Brenton, Buck, you, then me. I think that'll work. Instead of me, start with you.
Sure.
All right, Brenton. So, and I heard this I heard this somewhere. So I'm not. This isn't something I made up. So it's just. All right, things at a buffet. Things you'll find at a buffet. Now you got like 5 seconds to answer, and then it goes to the next person. All right.
Okay.
All right. Things at a buffet that start with the letter H.
Man. Shit, that's tough.
Buck.
Trying to get the timer.
Oh, okay.
Damn, this sucks. No, you're good. You're good. All right, just what the frick? What the heck, man? Oh, dude, this is
5 seconds. 5 seconds is good.
You found the shadiest website ever.
Sideshow really wants you to buy something from them.
bro. Freaking
At least-
sideshows and ads, man.
At least it didn't have a squirt on it.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, bro.
That's probably why his search history is so weird.
You guys are something else, man.
That's why he got kicked out.
You guys are something else.
The parental controls on his internet kicked in.
Oh my god!
All right, whatever, man. Whatever. Freak it. Here we go.
Go back to the 24. Click the 24. All right.
Oh my god! This website is like.
Why don't you just use your phone and hold it up?
Oh man.
That's too many things.
All right, you wait.
Oh my god! This is what happens if you eat like oatmeal every day.
If you eat oatmeal every day,
Diarrhea.
Good advice.
Is that diarrhea or constipation? It's also fiber, I guess.
Oh man.
All right, man. What
Squirt.
the hell is up with this?
I can't wait to see the next picture.
Oh gosh. Oh.
All right. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
All right.
What's the question? And I'll do the timer, man.
Oh man! All right.
What do you find at a buffet that starts with H?
Or who
Ham.
starts?
I already said ham.
Oh, you said ham? What the hell? Dear God.
Look at that creepy thing that's crawling with a head and arms.
Oh, that's the Rock.
Okay. What is going on, man?
Oh gosh.
Oh man, my bad, Buck. Buck said ham. All right, this is not going well. So there's some settings that have to be tweaked.
Okay,
Nah, go ahead, man. My bad. Go ahead.
I'll say something else. Don't worry.
Yeah. Go ahead. You're good.
Who start? Who's gonna go?
I'll go. I'll start. It'll go from me to Cash to you at the Brenton.
All
So
right.
hot
Yeah.
sauce. I say hot sauce.
Okay.
You can
Hot
say
dog.
ham. Okay, nice.
Hash browns. Come on, Brenton. There's buffets in Pennsylvania. I know there's buffets at the Cracker Barrel. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Oh wow.
Well, apparently we're a little behind the times. You guys are too advanced for us.
Buck.
Chinese buffet. It would be hoisin sauce.
Oh, what?
Who?
Hoisin. The thick syrupy sauce. Hoisin. You don't know that sauce? Hoisin. It's like it's just for cooking. It's Chinese. You guys don't
Soy
know
sauce.
hoisin. It's like soy sauce. Hoisin. It's not soy sauce, but it's You guys don't know hoisin sauce? Hoisin.
Okay. Hairs and everything.
Very true.
That's funny.
Cash.
Cash.
Hose.
Hose.
Everybody got to eat. Everybody
What are
got
they?
to eat.
Hey, Brenton. That's an urban term. Right there.
Well, you have squirt and hose. So
Oh,
it
Like
must be
me.
fun. It sounds like a lot of fun to eat out there.
You got a buffet line you go to, man. He's got a hose that lined up in the buffet. The squirt. Oh man. Okay, let's go with horseradish at a salad bar.
You know, I thought that, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I've ever. Oh, you know what? Honey mustard. There we go.
Okay. Oh man.
Honeydew, like fruits
Hey,
bar.
honeydew.
Okay. All right.
Honeydew.
Oh, I got one now. Dang.
Hawaiian roll.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm Subway's. I was getting ready to say Hawaiian chicken, but that's because they got the pineapple on it. But I don't know if that's gonna go in that category or not. Nah, I'm out.
What about hot cakes? We'll use that instead of pancakes.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you can do that.
Huevos rancheros.
I'm pretty sure it's
That's
a
a-
J.
Jay.
It's a
J.
H. It's H.
What? For huevos?
Huevos.
Huevos what?
Rancheros. It's like a dip with egg or something. Fucking hard-boiled egg.
Oh, that's
There
a
you
good
go.
one.
That works. That's a good one. Hard-boiled egg.
This dude is Googling, I see.
Hard-boiled
Oh,
egg?
No, huevos rancheros.
It's a thing. I had a roommate in college that liked it.
Yeah. Man, that's just your traditional spinach breakfast, man.
Cash had a roommate that liked to squirt.
Oh, wow. No comment. Yeah, I think I'm out too.
So
Um,
expensive. Or no, it's Matt.
As we said.
how about
Yeah,
a
take
how
your
about
time.
a how about a, how about a hamburger?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but when I'm thinking of like buffet places, hey, you know what? What if it's something like Cece's Hawaiian pizza?
Ah,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that works.
Honey buns,
Yep.
the pastry section. So honey buns.
Um, whose turn is it?
Yours.
My turn.
No, I think it's
Big Cash-
Cash's.
Oh,
Did you
yeah,
just say
yeah.
honey buns?
I thought people got eliminated. Does this ever end?
Once we run out of things.
Yeah, I
We
think
can pick
that
another one.
I think that's all. Because if it's talking about like a restaurant, there's not much more in the restaurant. If we're talking food in general, then
No,
Well,
no,
that's what I'm
I'm
trying to
talking about at a buffet. At a buffet. At a buffet.
At a buffet.
Hot and sour soup.
You eat a lot of Chinese, don't you?
Yes.
What about hot sausage?
hot sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot
That's great.
sausage. Hot sausage works. The chat has the chat chimed in?
Yeah, I love Double
They said,
O's response.
What is this? What did he say?
Jalapenos with an H.
Hey, I don't speak Spanish. Not my fault.
Oh man.
Oh man, that's hilarious. You want to do another one? I got another one.
That was hard. What restaurants were you thinking about for buffets? Because I don't.
Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
Do they
my
have a
time-
buffet?
Yes.
Oh, I think it was Golden
Yeah.
Corral.
I'm
No,
thinking
yeah,
more
right,
like
that's-
Haas's.
I'm thinking more like
That's been
hotels. I like you have a breakfast
Okay.
at a hotel. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
spend the night at a hotel and they got like the all you
Yep.
can eat buffets or whatever.
Hot
Hot
cereal.
sausage.
We know if
All
you
right.
have the hot cereal, what you'll be doing in the morning.
Wow.
All right, I got another one. All right, chat, you ready? Chat, the guys in the chat need to chime in, man. They need to speak up. I want
Jalapeno.
to hear from Norm Rich. Norm, if you're out there, man, send something in. All right, loud things that start with the letter D.
Doorbell.
Okay.
Dodge Charger.
No, it's loud. Yeah.
Uh,
Dogs.
Okay.
okay. Dump truck.
Oh, shit.
You say dolphin.
Skip it.
Dolphin. Say
Go.
dolphin.
Did you say dolphin?
Yeah, they make noise.
I don't know. I never heard one, but you
Right,
know.
have you heard one? I mean, I guess they do, but then I mean, you consider it loud?
Yeah. You know,
Dolphin.
it's high pitched, but it's louder. I got one. Desert Eagle.
Okay.
Okay.
That can go both ways, right?
Yep. Buck's like, huh?
A door.
Wait. Buck, which Desert Eagle?
Which? I just know about the gun, the eagle,
You talking about the bird or
Okay.
the gun?
the
Oh,
gun.
wow.
Is there an eagle called the Desert Eagle?
Eagles live in the
Like-
desert.
I was talking about a gun.
Cash, you said a door?
Yeah.
A creaky
Or would that
door?
technically be the hinges?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Those aren't on buffets.
Oh wow.
Drums.
Dang. Man, I'm terrible at this one.
Hey, thank you, Norman. Dragon. Norman
Oh,
said
man.
dragon.
There's another good one.
Excellent
J-Pain
exclusive.
Spotter.
Oh, J-Pain Spotter, Dynamite. Yo, that's
Yeah,
real
that's-
dope.
that's a
Dynamite,
great one.
Dynamite,
That's a
yeah.
good one.
All right, Buck, go ahead.
got
I'm
one.
just
Excellent exclusives is Donkey.
I can't think of anything right now.
Dolly.
What? That makes a loud noise.
Yeah, Dolly
for
Parton.
squirts.
That is such a stretch. Like, oh my god, Cash.
All right. Let me think.
I know, right? Let's see. Drowning when you drown.
Oh,
I don't know.
Screaming.
Is that like if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound?
Yeah, just because you're around here doesn't mean it doesn't make it. So, when somebody's drowning, they're screaming.
Oh,
Hey, X-Men, Dirt Bike. There you go.
yeah,
There you go.
that's a good one
That's a
too.
good one. Yeah.
You know, I was
That's
thinking dragster, but we already covered like cars.
For our Australian friend, I would say didgeridoo.
Who?
Oh, okay.
What?
A didgeridoo. It's an instrument. It's like a horn.
Yeah. I remember those being super popular at the World Cup years ago.
What was dark? He said. J-Pain
drowning.
said something was. Oh, the drowning was dark.
He's a legend.
That's a good one.
A drip. That's not loud. I guess it could be. Drip. Depending on like if it's hitting something.
I thought you said a thing that starts with that makes noise. Drip is not even. What's that? It's like that's a verb.
That'd be like
It's-
saying like dishes.
Yeah, but it could be loud.
It's not a thing. It's not a noun. It's not a noun. It should be a noun.
Why does it have to be a noun?
Because you said thing. A noun is the name of a person, place, or thing. A thing. It's a noun. So it can't be a verb like drip. Sorry for being anal. I forget. Drip counts. Drip counts.
Drywall. That's like saying drywall.
No, it's okay. So what, you hear something tapping, tap, tap, tap. What's that noise? Oh, the sink's dripping. Oh, that's a drip from the
I
sink.
got a good one. A drunk.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
that's not, I mean, Cash said Dolly Parton.
Hey, she's
Dwayne
loud.
The Rock Johnson.
all right.
No, Ram said D-Day.
Oh, Norman said drums too.
Oh, a Dalmatian.
That's-
So I guess that's a dog.
Norman said drums.
Let's see. No, these are really tough. This is racking the brain. You know, I'll probably lay in bed tonight and think of like 50 of them that I could have used, and I'll be like, you know what? Why couldn't I think of these when I had the moment?
All right, I'm trying to think of one more. All right, you want another one? You guys want another one in the chat? Yeah, or nay? I don't know. Let me see if I can come up with another topic.
Pick an easier letter.
Well, where's the fun in that? Okay.
No, we're ready.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it the other way around. All right. So you said pick an easier letter, right, Brenton?
Yeah.
Brenton, you pick a letter, and then I'll give the question.
Oh God. Okay. This could be scary. Yeah. I'll go with S.
Ooh. All right. So the category that I had was reasons to give a gift.
Let's start with S.
Let's start with an S.
Well, thank you, Brenton.
Well, apparently you find Cash finds these at buffets.
Suicide.
Oh man.
Oh,
You thought I was dark.
wow.
Jeez. Yo, Payne, did you
What do
hear
you-
that one? Jeez.
What do you do? Send them get well soon?
I know.
Sick. Sickness.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Okay, sickness. Buck said sickness.
What was the question again? I got distracted there by that first response.
Reasons to give a gift.
Okay.
Justice. What?
Wow.
You know I'm gonna say it, right? You know I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, it's
Smart.
a surprise.
Wow.
Like Anthony says surprise. Let's forget I ever said anything. Anthony says surprise. Who's that?
Double O says sympathy. All right, a sympathy gift.
Statue collector. Nice.
No, but so Jay Payne, you got a surprise is kind of general. Give a. I guess I mean,
Reason you'd give a gift.
that's not a reason. I mean, a surprise it's a surprise gift, but what's the reason?
Suspension.
But you don't give a gift for suspension, do you?
Man, this is tough. I should have chose a different letter.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's why I said that way. I was like, oh man.
Oh, there he goes. He said surprise birthday party. There you go.
Okay, surprise birthday.
Um,
Double O. I thought the same thing. Statue collector.
Wow.
Giving a statue to a statue collector.
Something-
That's a good gift.
something that starts with an S that you'd give a gift.
The reason.
Reason, yeah.
Ooh. If you a mad chick at the world,
Salary increase? I don't know. I guess that'd be a raise though. I don't know. All right, bad letter. I don't know. Or bad. Those two didn't match up.
Blade
Yeah.
birthday.
All right, someone else picked on.
I don't want that kind of responsibility.
All right, we gotta go. All right, so we gotta change. Let's just change directions there.
We should probably just do one more.
All right, one more. All right, who's gonna pick the letter?
last one.
Cash, you
Cool.
do it.
Like Cash. To make it random, we can make Cash open up that page again. Whatever, like sideshow statue it glitches onto the first letter. Of that.
That's funny. You don't know where that is, man. We'll just say J.
Okay.
J.
Yeah, J.
And his name is John
Man,
Cena.
Just pick a normal consonant, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, all right. A-E-I-O. No, we'll go with you.
No,
you.
those are vowels.
No, I'm saying like
The other
freaking,
21.
Right.
No, I'm saying like freaking.
Let's just say X. Oh, I want to go with something X.
Oh man.
All right, you know what? Let me do the topic first, and I'll give you the. How about make it easy? Well, I don't know. I guess it's not gonna matter. This is still kind of limited.
Can you dig it, sucker?
All right, electronics.
Let's start
What
with
about them? Electronics that start with a letter?
Yeah. Pick a letter.
W.
Oh, what How about C?
See you next Tuesday.
Oh god.
All right, let's do C. I'll go with cassette.
Computer.
Credit card machine.
Brenton.
Hey, wait a minute. His earbuds died, so he's got to switch electronics.
Yeah.
It's your turn, Brenton.
Oh, cash
dude,
and go.
Oh, Cash.
Car.
Nice.
Ooh, okay. Well, I guess you can say that now.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Camcorder.
CD.
Did we say computer?
Yeah.
I said computer, yeah, before. That was my
It's
first thing.
computer.
Electronic.
Computer chip.
Ooh, Double
I'm
O got a
out.
good one.
Oh, that is a good one, Double O.
What did Double O say?
Controller.
But yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm out.
Gaming nerd. How about a would a crash dummy count?
No, I guess it got some compute electronics inside so it could get the data. Okay. Yeah, I guess it counts.
Yep.
Electronic that starts with a C.
It was you that chose this, Brett. Then
I know.
I went for W. Super easy.
Oh, I like Jay Payne's cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good
Oh
one.
yeah, that's a good one.
CD player.
Oh, Norm, Rich hit the nail on the head.
Lord.
Go
Wow.
ahead, Norm.
Oh man,
Taking it back.
Wow. Crane.
they're killing it right now.
Wow.
I know.
Chat's
look at
doing
this.
so much better.
I know, right?
Who's next?
Cybernetics.
I just said CD player.
No, Rom said cybernetics.
Cyrax from Mortal Kombat. He's a cyborg.
Man, did Jay Payne
Clock.
Google
Yeah.
this?
Oh, Jay Payne, go ahead, boy. To the clock. Confetti machine.
Confetti machine. Wow.
Is that electronic?
I mean, it plugs into something.
No, I've seen those like confetti with your gun. I guess I don't know. Maybe.
Oh,
Calculator.
Oh,
That's
Last
another good
Joe. That's a good
Wow.
one. Yeah, that's a good one. How about a can opener?
oh, there you go. Oh man, he got another
yeah.
one. With the... God damn.
Convection microwave. Yeah. Jay Payne's killing it. Coffee machine.
Oh yeah.
Centrifuge.
Okay.
All right.
Way to be fancy.
I don't know.
My mind just went to dirty places, so I can't say.
Compactor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay, now hold on, wait a minute. Just because something's electric doesn't make it an electronic, does it? Like,
Pretty sure it does.
well, hold on now. When you go, when you go to Target, you're not gonna find a garbage compactor with the
You
TVs
didn't
and
want to
stereos.
go to Target. You said name electronics.
Okay, you want to say electronics? You're gonna more find like TVs and camcorders and
Next
CD
time you
players.
specify, Matt, compactor works.
All right. That's probably a good spot to end it.
You can't
Yeah.
find a car at Target.
Yeah, but you're just not even naming everything that has electricity.
Oh man. Yeah, you
That's
can.
not- I don't think you
Well,
classify that as an electronic. Like you would, okay, a furnace. Would you classify that as an electronic because it has electricity?
It has to. If it doesn't start with a C, Matt, so it doesn't matter.
Oh man!
If it uses electricity, it's electronic.
All right, whatever.
Was born ready, motherfucker.
Oh
There was
man,
your-
appreciate you guys for coming.
That was the game.
Not for squirted. I'm sorry.
Wow. Wow.
Conclusion: Matt lost.
Wow.
I lose, man. I'm the one bringing the games to the
Yeah. No, I
right,
appreciate
I lost.
everybody for coming in the chat as well as panel. Wow, the choice of
C4.
words. But I actually have a unboxing that I'll probably will be throwing up. I don't think I'm gonna do it live. Still my Pokemon anime piece. I never unboxed it. So I'll go ahead and get that done. If I do it live, it'll be tomorrow at like 4:30, 4:35 Central Standard Time. But if I just throw it up there, then I'll throw it up on like Monday, Tuesday. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I have, man. Any last words, Matt?
No. Just go Ravens.
Go Ravens. Hey, we'll find out tomorrow. If we have a trip to the Super Bowl, man, we will find out tomorrow.
I've been a Ravens fan for a long time, so I'm just happy to even be at the AFC title. So that's cool.
Yeah. What about you, Brendan? Any last words, man?
Nope. Just enjoy collecting. There you go. Actually, I do. I guess.
No end
Have
game.
fun. I hope every football team loses.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Damn,
I want
sourpuss.
every game to end in a tie.
Sourpuss.
What about you, Buck? Any last words?
Go Chiefs. I've been a Chiefs
Wow.
fan since 5 minutes ago.
Man, get well. Get well soon, Buck.
Yeah, I hope you feel better.
You're drinking too much. You're drinking too much cough syrup.
Those tissues probably been tickling your brain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try not to take too much. It's not good for your liver, so I try not to take too much cough syrup.
Yeah, true. But hey, guys, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and join the Facebook group, Cashing Out Collecting Community. Appreciate that. We'll be back with another video, like I said, tomorrow. Appreciate you guys for coming. And as always, to close us out, yeah.
You casual.
Pupusas? Have you guys ever heard of it?
Papusas. Nice.
Shout out El Salvador.
Papusas doesn't sound like it feels good coming the other end.
Oh, man. It's the best.
Hey. You don't worry about the next day.
Has fooled me once. Shame on you.